The following is a presentation of Baldwin Sports Live, your home for live coverage of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Baldwin Sports Live is presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Learn more at HaydenOutdoors.com. Also brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services, Kelly Neufeld, Baldwin State Bank, Codiano State Farm Insurance, Heartland Plumbing, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home, One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, Trindle Lumber Company, Oral Surgery Kansas, Hers Incorporated, Rice Precision Manufacturing, The Bullpen, Baldwin City Recreation Commission, New Frontier Tax and Business Services, the Lumberyard Arts Center, Jobats, Baldwin City Community Newspaper, and by the Baldwin City Chamber of Commerce. This is Baldwin Sports Live.
Good evening from Louisburg. We are at Wildcat Stadium tonight with the Baldwin Bulldogs. Visit the Louisburg Wildcats. Welcome into the Baldwin State Bank pregame show as we get you all set for tonight's game. I'm Bryce Kessler, joined as always by Ryan Hilmer as we look forward to the Bulldogs trying to pick up their first win of the season tonight. But to do it, they'll have to take down Louisburg in the Wildcats' home opener tonight. Lewisburg has won 8 of their last 9 home openers, so a pretty good track record here at home for Lewisburg. They picked up their first win of the Drew Harding era last week, a 35-14 win on the road over rival Paola. So it's a confident bunch for Lewisburg, and they're excited to play on their home turf tonight. Tough task for the Bulldogs. Their last win over Lewisburg came in 2014. That win was right here at Wildcat Stadium, so we'll see if Baldwin can repeat that performance from 8 years ago and pick up their first win of 2022. Plenty more to come here on the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. We'll take a look at some of the key matchups tonight, along with our State Farm game plan and much more. Kickoff is coming up at the top of the hour. It's Baldwin at Lewisburg tonight, coming up on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being part of the community we serve. Our roots run deep in Baldwin City, and our commitment runs deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home, or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we're here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for more than 100 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered, to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face-to-face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Welcome back into the Baldwin State Bank pregame show, brought to you by your hometown bank, Baldwin State Bank. Personal service from people who care. That's what you get at Baldwin State Bank. Whether it's personal finances, business, money management, loans and credit, or savings for retirement, go see Baldwin State Bank. For over 120 years, they've helped serve our community. Enjoy a better banking experience with your friends and neighbors at Baldwin State Bank. Ryan Hilmer and Bryce Kessler in Louisburg tonight, where it's the Wildcats home opener. And for the Baldwin Bulldogs, they're hoping to spoil that home opener with their first win of the year. Baldwin 0-2, Louisburg 1-1. As we take a look at how we got here, Ryan, and we pull up the Baldwin schedule to this point. A couple of losses, 41-0 to Eudora, 68-20 last week to Ottawa. A game that there's really no other way to put it. Started about as bad as it possibly could have for the Bulldogs. They were able to kind of bounce back after that first 6-7 minutes when they found themselves down 28-0 and played a pretty good game offensively from that point forward, outside of a few maybe extra turnovers than they would have liked, but just failed to make any stops throughout that entire game, and ultimately a 48-point loss and a really kind of an odd night and a mix of good, bad, ugly. It was a little bit of everything on last Friday night.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that Ottawa game was one of those that you kind of, when you go to bed the night before and then you're dreaming about what's going to happen, what happened in the game was nothing like what you went to bed hoping for and dreaming about, because we turned it over a couple times early, gave them some short fields, and they were able to take advantage and get 21 points up on us early, and then we were just behind the 8 ball so far there. And so tonight we're looking for a hot start early, get some confidence going, and see if we can't turn these scores around and get winning going here.
For Louisburg, they're off to a 1-1 start this season. They actually went down to Arkansas to open up their year, played Heritage High School down in Rogers, Arkansas. A close game, a game that really both teams didn't have any idea about the other.
Right.
It was a true wild card game there, and really played a very good game, but came up just short, 20-16 in that loss, but bounced back with a big win last week over Paola, 35-14. One of the big rivals of Louisburg is Paola, and you get an early season matchup. A lot of things could happen in that game, and what happened was Louisburg really ran away with it. 22 unanswered points to seal that victory. The first coaching victory for Drew Harding, who is the new head coach of the Louisburg Wildcats. Spent 5 seasons as an assistant on the Louisburg staff, a former quarterback for the Wildcats, Louisburg High School graduate. So his first win as a coach, and now he gets to coach his first game at home here at Wildcat Stadium. So a lot of things setting themselves up for what Louisburg is hoping is a big night for them. So Baldwin there tasked to come in here and try to play the spoiler.
Yeah, what Baldwin's going to see tonight is a pretty good football team in Louisburg. The Wildcats are probably going to run the ball a lot after watching some of that film from last week against Ottawa. They really gashed the Bulldogs for a ton of yards, 483 yards on the ground. So that just can't happen again tonight if Baldwin wants to have any shot of a win tonight. But Louisburg, like I said, is a good team. They got some good guys up front, and going to see a lot of Declan Battle, the quarterback, and hopefully Baldwin has watched some film and they'll be ready for this Louisburg attack tonight.
District play hasn't started yet for the Bulldogs. There's your Class 3A District 3 standings, and of course they're not necessarily sorted yet because nobody, again, has played a district game, so everybody's still 0-0 in district play. But you can see the overall records there on the far right column. 2 2-0 teams, 3 0-2 teams. We talked about it from the first game of the year that it's kind of a wide-open district this year. Well, right now Bishop Ward and Wellsville, the two teams that had the best years of these 5 a season ago. Wellsville, a 10-win team last year. Bishop Ward, 4-5, just under 500 in one of their better years in quite some time. So they're both off to good 2-0 starts. Baldwin, Osawatomie, Santa Fe Trail, they're all still trying to get in that win column for the first time. And again, nobody has played any district games yet. Those will start for some, I think, potentially next week, certainly the week after that. That's when Baldwin will have their first district game. Their district opener will come against Santa Fe Trail. So right now, it's trying to tune things up and get ready for those district ball games. And that's one more of those tune-up games, if you will, tonight. And it's going to be a test for sure for the Bulldogs here on the road tonight as they take on the Louisburg Wildcats. So Baldwin 0-2, Louisburg 1-1. We'll take a look a little deeper into this matchup and some of the keys to watch, some of the players to watch in this game when we come back here on the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. Baldwin at Louisburg coming up here on Baldwin Sports Live.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
State Farm Insurance Agent Cody Anno is ready to be there for you every step of the way. From starting policies out to the day disaster strikes, Cody and his team are ready to help. Cody strives to be different, doing things the other people don't and other agencies won't, helping more people in more ways. That's Cody Anno State Farm. Call 785-594-0270 or stop by at 208 Baker Street for a cup of coffee and a free quote for your auto, home, or life insurance with Cody Anno, your local State Farm insurance agent in Baldwin City.
Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs.
Welcome back to the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. I'm afraid we're going to get interrupted by a national anthem here in a bit, so we'll make it somewhat brief here as we take a look at some of our matchups to watch in this game. A little bit of a scouting report for you on Louisburg. Ryan touched on it, a team that is a balanced offense, really, but tonight we expect to see a bunch of the running game, and that comes from both the quarterback, Declan Battle, who has 90 yards and a touchdown through 2 games, and certainly a lot of Riley Van Eaton there, 5'7", 185-pound running back. So far in the year, he's averaging 5.5 yards per carry with a pair of 100-yard games to start his season. 40 carries, 220 yards, and a couple of touchdowns to this point. So after what the first 2 opponents of the Bulldogs have done this year, that being Eudora, who ran for 246 yards, and Ottawa, who ran for 483 yards against the Bulldogs, the rushing attack probably will be in full force tonight for Louisburg, at least until Baldwin can prove they can stop the run. So expect to see a lot of Van Eaton in battle tonight. Yeah, exactly. You said it right there. Until Baldwin proves that they're going to stop the run, they're going to have to, stack the box and put some more bodies up there, because Louisburg, I think, if I had to guess, they're going to get in the I formation. They're probably going to run the ball down the throat of Baldwin as much as they can. So got to prove you can stop the run. And we've seen in the past game defensively we can make some plays. Jack can get some interceptions and some other guys. So hopefully stack the box up and force Louisburg to do something different. And don't sleep on Ashton Moore out of the backfield as well. He's only carried 7 times through 2 games, but he's run for 107 yards on those 7 carries. So doesn't get a bunch, but it seems like whenever they do go to him, he busts a big play. And then in the passing game, if they go to the air, Mason Dobbins, the top target, great size, a mismatch out there at 6'6", 185 pounds. He was second-team All-League last year. Only has 5 catches so far because, again, this is a team that's been able to run the ball successfully through 2 games this year. They're averaging 209 yards per game on the ground. So don't necessarily expect them to early throw the ball, but if they do have to go to the air, Mason Dobbins is the guy they like to get the ball to. Their tight end is a pretty good-sized target as well. Mac Newell, 6'3", 230 pounds. Really good hands. He was a goalkeeper on the soccer team the last couple of years. Now switched over playing football, not football. And so he's got good hands as a soccer goalie. He can go up there and high point that ball and make the catch. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a little bit different as a goalie. You're used to punching the ball away. In football, you want to try to corral the ball, bring it in. But, yeah, that's definitely helps for sure. Defensively, they're led by their linebacking duo of Ashton Moore and Wyatt Holland. They each have recorded double-digit tackles so far through 2 games this year. And then they have an all-league safety, Jace Hovey, who is in the back end of this defense, had a 46-yard pick 6 last week against Paola. So he's not only a guy who can ball hawk it, but he can lie a hit as well. So we are going to take a break for the national anthem, and when we come back, we'll take a look at our official game plan tonight, brought to you by Codiano State Farm Insurance. It's Baldwin and Louisburg coming up here on Baldwin Sports Live. You're watching the Baldwin State Bank pregame show.
Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time. Give them a call at 913-856-5846, serving every big town and small town around, residential and commercial. That's Heartland Plumbing, the plumber you can open your door to.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
Welcome back to the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. The Louisburg Marching Band just finished up our national anthem here tonight as we are just a few minutes away from getting this ball game started tonight. As the Baldwin Bulldogs at 0-2 battle the 1-1 Louisburg Wildcats from Wildcat Stadium here tonight. Another beautiful night. That has been one thing for certain so far through 3 weeks, Ryan. We really have had basically picture-perfect weather to start this year, and tonight no different. It's a beautiful evening here in Louisburg for this game.
Yeah, we are definitely 3 for 3 in terms of great weather games. 81 degrees, a little 10-mile-an-hour breeze, and it is a perfect evening for some Friday night high school football. Hopefully Baldwin can put a little better product out tonight and hopefully get a win.
Well, let's take a look at the game plan tonight, brought to you by your local State Farm insurance agent, Cody Anno. It's a good time to stop by and review your policy as kids head back to school or off to college, whether it's updating a current policy or maybe you're looking to switch to something brand new and would like to check out some of your options. Well, Cody would love for you to come by, sit down, chat with him, and see how he can help a neighbor out. Call 785-594-0270 or visit codyismyagent.com as we take a look at our game plan here tonight, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of starting to sound like a broken record a little bit, but we need some early success. We need to get out of the gates going early, get some confidence, maybe get some first downs if we get the ball first, but get a stop or two on defense. But ultimately, you'd want to settle into this game into the second quarter and into the middle parts without spotting them a big lead like we have in the first couple of games. So that's number one. Number two, like I mentioned in the open a little bit, stop the run. You have to be able to stop this Louisburg running attack and make them throw the ball, because otherwise, like last week, you know, Ottawa just ran the ball down, 483 yards, like I mentioned, 13 yards a carry. You're not going to win any football games doing that. And lastly, but not least at all, is protect the football. 5 turnovers last week. A couple of them really led directly to scores, 2 or 3 of them. So we got to clean up the turnovers. We've been pretty good in terms of avoiding penalties, but cleaning up the turnovers, and that'll for sure give us a better chance of winning tonight.
Yeah, -5 turnover differential now through 2 ball games for this team. And, you know, we'll call it what it is. The margin for error right now for this young Baldwin team is just not that wide. And so when you have that kind of a turnover differential, it makes it awfully tough to win ball games. And so those are some of the things that the Bulldogs have been battling so far this year. That's your Cody Anno State Farm Insurance game plan for this evening, and it will be a test for sure. The Louisburg Wildcats are coming off of a big win last week over their rival Paola. They have won 8 of their last 9 home openers, and this is, believe it or not, week 3, but the home opener for the Louisburg Wildcats. Last time they lost their home opener was 2019. That was against Tonganoxie. Baldwin, the last time they defeated Louisburg, was here in Louisburg back in 2014, a 20-19 win on that night for Baldwin. And last year, these two teams didn't play. So if you're Louisburg, there's a little bit of an unknown factor for them, and the other way as well. But Baldwin, 2 years ago in 2019 when they last played the game, or 20 when they last played the game, a lot of these guys were on that team. They were youth that has now turned into the starters and the stars on this team. And last year was the first time since 1999 that these two teams didn't play. And it wasn't because they didn't want to play. It's because that game got canceled in week 3 last year because of some health concerns and some sickness and whatnot that had affected the programs. So they didn't get to play the game last year. It was the first time since 99 that they didn't play, but they're going to renew that here this evening as Baldwin is on the road to take on the Louisburg Wildcats tonight. Your starting lineups and the opening kick are coming up right after this. You've been watching the Baldwin State Bank pregame show, brought to you by your friends and neighbors down at Baldwin State Bank. Go enjoy a better banking experience. They've been there for over 120 years helping serve our community, and they love to be your banker as well. Go see them online at baldwinstatebank.com or give them a call at 785-594-6421 for personal service from people who care at Baldwin State Bank.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being part of the community we serve. Our roots run deep in Baldwin City, and our commitment runs deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home, or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we're here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for more than 100 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
HERS Incorporated in Spring Hill is your area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you replace that faulty trimmer or mower, let our experts get you back to work. And if you are in the market for a new handheld, we carry Maruyama and Red Max trimmers. Plus, HERS is still the best place for hydraulic hoses, cylinder repair, and mechanical control cables. If that's not enough, we're also a UPS drop-off location. To learn more, visit us at hersinc.net, call 913-247-3530, or just stop on by.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
Football time in Louisburg as we get set for the opening kickoff. Here's your starting lineups tonight, brought to you by the Lumberyard Arts Center. The Louisburg offense wants the ball to start. Riley Van Eaton is their workhorse. Declan Battle, the quarterback, threat with his legs as well. Mason Dobbins, the top target in the passing game for the Baldwin 3-4 defense. Wesley Martin, their top tackler, as the inside backer. They're still without Connor Murray tonight. And the secondary is certainly going to be needed tonight in run field. Capel, Grosner, Harvey, and Bass. That's secondary for Baldwin. On the other side of the football, the Baldwin offense will look to get another big game out of Vance Morgan, who draws the start at running back again tonight. Had a big game last week in place of Connor Murray. He gets the nod again here. Sophomores Jake Van Horn and Brett Davidson anchor that offensive line and has done a pretty good job so far keeping Harvey clean in the pocket. Ashton Moore, Wyatt Holland, the two linebackers there, but this 4-2-5 Louisburg defense are their top tacklers. Starting lineups brought to you by the Lumberyard Arts Center. You take a look at their lineup on your screen right now. Don't miss out on all these great events, live music, arts and crafts, unique experiences, youth and adult classes, and so much more going on down at the Lumberyard Arts Center. Check it out at lumberyardartscenter.org, your creative home in Baldwin City. Time for the kickoff now as Baldwin has it teed up. Brendan O'Connor puts his right foot into it, and we are underway here from Wildcat Stadium in Louisburg as the Wildcats will bring the kick back from around the 6-yard line, and a tackle made right around the 20 by Morgan on that return by Hunter Heinrich. The opening kickoff tonight was brought to you by Baldwin City Recreation Commission. Make plans now to join them for their big second annual Downtown Beverage Festival in Baldwin City on Saturday, October 22nd. Get your tickets online at baldwinrec.org. They will sell out, so don't wait. Once they're gone, they're gone. Early bird tickets on sale now for $30. Go sample some of the region's finest beverage offerings with a backdrop of live music, food trucks, and more at the second annual Downtown Beverage Festival with Baldwin City Rec on Saturday, October 22nd. First down carry to start this game. Riley Van Eaton gets the touch for Louisburg. He's upended by Harvey and Capel at the 25-yard line. A 4-yard run on first down for Van Eaton, who, again, we expect to see a ton of work in this game tonight.
Yeah, we mentioned it a week ago. Ottawa was able to really run left, right, and center, but a lot of times they just busted it right up the gut. That interior defensive line's got to be good tonight.
Second down and 6 on the opening drive for Louisburg. It's Van Eaton again. Hasn't been touched yet as he's into the secondary across midfield. Being chased towards the sideline and forced out by Jaden Michael at the 44-yard line of Baldwin. So it is a 31-yard run for Riley Van Eaton. And already a big play, a big gashing run by this Louisburg offense against a Baldwin defense through 2 weeks is giving up 364 yards per game on the ground.
Michael credited with the tackle.
Well, 1st and 10 on the Baldwin 44. Third play of this opening drive for Louisburg. And battle after play action is going to go to the air this time, airing it out for Dobbins, who's behind the defense, hauls it in at the 10, and trots into the end zone. A 44-yard touchdown strike on a play action battle to Dobbins. And Louisburg on the board after just 3 plays.
Yeah, that's one of those, maybe Baldwin was loaded up to stop the run like we've been talking about, and then Louisburg just comes on, nice play action pass. Battle put that one right on Dobbins in stride, and he was able to get behind this Baldwin secondary.
Off the extra point is Lane Riles to try to make it a 7-0 start for Louisburg. Snap a bit high, but it's put down and put through. 7-0 Louisburg, less than a minute into the first quarter here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
State Farm Insurance Agent Cody Anno is ready to be there for you every step of the way. From starting policies out to the day disaster strikes, Cody and his team are ready to help. Cody strives to be different, doing things the other people don't and other agencies won't, helping more people in more ways. That's Cody Anno State Farm. Call 785-594-0270 or stop by at 208 Baker Street for a cup of coffee and a free quote for your auto, home, or life insurance with Cody Anno, your local State Farm insurance agent in Baldwin City.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
Good math right there. So check it out and help out Louisburg.
3-play, 79-yard opening drive for the Louisburg Wildcats. A 44-yard touchdown strike from Declan Battle to Mason Dobbins caps off that opening drive score. 7-0 Louisburg. 11:03 left to play in the first quarter here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate. Lane Riles will kick it off for the Wildcats, as Baldwin will be in need of an answer quickly to start this game. Michael from the 15-yard line brings it back for Baldwin across the 25-yard line. The Dogs will start around the 26 on their opening possession. And right away, they're in answer mode here, Ryan, after a 3-play touchdown drive to open for Louisburg.
Yeah, obviously not the way you wanted to start. We mentioned it. You want to come out and get some early success, so the key to that right now is answering that touchdown drive from Louisburg. And going down, put together your own drive, control the clock a little bit, and get your way back into this.
Vance Morgan, the running back, starts standing to the right of Jack Harvey. Had the big game last week, got his first start of the year, went for 148 yards on 13 carries with a touchdown. They fake it to him, and a strike over the middle as Harvey finds his tight end, Sam Darnell, and an 11-yard gain on first down on a nice, confident throw there by Harvey to his tight end, Darnell.
That's been Jack's favorite target so far, is his big tight end. That's kind of his safety blanket in Darnell.
Moves the chains out to the 38-yard line. Harvey so far this year completing right at 48% of his passes. No touchdowns, 5 picks, though. And we talked about it in our State Farm Insurance game plan. Have to protect the football on the road tonight here in Louisburg. Back to the air on a new first down. This time it's Grossner on the receiving end of a high percentage look that time as Harvey connects with Riker out to the 42-yard line. Give him 4 on that first down play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 6.
And there you go. If Darnell is 1A, that's his 1B right there in terms of targets. Riker Grossner, he needs to get open a bunch tonight.
13th catch of the year for Grossner. Darnell with his 8th grab of the year to start this ball game. Those two have combined coming in for 19 of the 23 completions for Harvey. First time the Bulldogs go to the ground here, and it's Vance Morgan who carries for 4 more yards out to the 46-yard line. Will bring up a 3rd down and 2 as the Bulldogs try to put together an answer on their opening drive following a 3-play touchdown drive from Louisburg to start the game.
It's already just a nice steady pace of this drive. It's a really nice job of getting a 3rd and short here. You only need a couple yards to keep it going.
That's been one of the things they've played from behind the chains, it seems like, a lot on the drives that stall. And so far, good mixed play calling to start this one as this pass goes out to Gunnar Reichert, but it's blown up immediately. So Reichert only has 1 catch of the year coming in. Baldwin trying to sneak one out to him on the outside, but Hunter Heinrich not fooled on it. He was right there on Reichert as soon as he caught it to make the stop. And they'll be knocked back to the 44-yard line, a loss of 2. And on 4th down, Bob Lisher will send the punt team in for Baldwin.
Yeah, and this is interesting. We haven't really seen the punt unit all that much. A lot of it's been Jack Harvey kind of pooch punting it, but
Wesley Martin out for the more traditional punt here. Low punt, spiraling over the far sideline and bounces inside the 30 where it is covered up by Guy Morgan at the 29-yard line. So the opening possession for the Bulldogs netted 1 first down for them, but ultimately they end up punting it away. And now here comes the Louisburg offense for their second possession, and it couldn't have gone much better on their opening drive. 3 plays, 79 yards, and a touchdown to start this game for the Louisburg offense.
Yeah, well, the Bulldogs know the same things that we do, that we've been talking about. They kind of loaded up to stop the run, and then Wildcats came out, gave them some play action. It was a great throw from Battle.
First 2 snaps of their opening drive went to Riley Van Eaton before they went to that play action. Van Eaton is the back of the backfield. Instead, they flip it on a shovel pass forward. The Caden Kaplinger, one of their second-string wide receivers, who's in to start this series, and Kaplinger takes it out to the 36-yard line for a 7-yard pickup. Jack Harvey makes the tackle for the Bulldogs.
Stevens has served USC 416 for 21 years.
Second down and 3 yards to go from the 36 for Louisburg. Declan Battle will go under center. Riley Van Eaton, the lone back behind him, gets the handoff on the right side, and it's blown up in the backfield by Jake Van Horn, one of those sophomore defensive linemen, along with Brett Davidson, who have been off to a decent start this year for the Bulldogs. They have each made about a handful of plays per game, and right there, Van Horn turns it into a 3rd down with a tackle for no gain on that run by Van Eaton.
Yeah, between those 2 guys and also Wesley Martin has been really good on the defensive end of the ball. He really made a difference. Nice play that time.
They can get it for 4 quarters, though. That's been the trouble. It worn down on this side of the football. And big 3rd down and 3. Option. Battle keeps it. It's Van Horn again who makes the tackle for the Bulldogs. Short of the 1st down. It's a 2-yard run for Battle, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 1 and a decision time here for Drew Harding, although it looks like he's bringing his fullback Ashton Moore into the game and not hesitating to go for it here on 4th and 1 from his own 38-yard line.
Yeah, I think when you're a power football team like Louisburg, this isn't much of a decision. Even though you're on your own 39-yard line, you're going to just try to pound this ball, get 1 yard.
Talk about an opportunity here for the Baldwin defense.
Absolutely.
To really shift the momentum and give themselves a big play early in this game on a 4th down and 1. Ashton Moore's the fullback, Riley Van Eaton, the running back behind him. They'll run out of the I formation right behind Moore. Van Eaton has the 1st down, twisted down by Harvey at midfield. But it's a 13-yard run for Riley Van Eaton on a 4th and 1 to move the chains for Louisburg. Went right behind his fullback Ashton Moore, and Moore doesn't get the ball a bunch, but when he does, he is a big play threat, so keep an eye on him now that he's in that ball game. They don't try to sneak a carry to Ashton Moore. Riley Van Eaton has been their workhorse this year, averaging 20 carries per game so far to start the season. And it's Van Eaton again this time, working off the left side. Harvey has him wrapped up at the 46-yard line. Wesley Martin comes in to help finish off the tackle. Van Eaton picks up 4 on 1st down to bring up a 2nd and 6.
With the carry, picks up close to 4 yards.
Now 6:38 left to play in this first quarter. Second drive of the game for Louisburg. The Wildcats needed just 3 plays on their opening drive. They go down the field and score the touchdown. That touchdown came from right about here. It was a 44-yard strike. They're sitting right at the 45-yard line for this 2nd down and 6. Toss right side. Van Eaton running behind Moore. Harvey makes the stop at the 37. Capel was down low to help trip Van Eaton up. But another solid 1st down run for Riley Van Eaton down about the 37.5-yard line, or that 2nd down run to net a 1st down, I should say, for Van Eaton. Moves the chains to the 37-yard line. 1st down and 10 for Louisburg. 6 minutes to play in the first quarter.
This is where the defensive backs for Baldwin have to stay disciplined. They gave you a lot of running plays in a row. You got to watch that play action again. They scored a touchdown on it their first drive.
Harvey, the safety, already with 3 tackles for Baldwin. Fake the toss, come underneath to the fullback. Was grabbed immediately by Dylan Williams. And Jace Hovey was able to pull Williams forward to gain a yard on the play. Good job there by Dylan Williams on the inside there of the Baldwin defense. Just a 1-yard gain to bring up 2nd down and 9. 8th play of the drive coming up for Louisburg after they needed just 3 to score on their opening drive.
Just over 5 minutes remaining in quarter number 1.
They've only gone to the air the one time so far.
It's kind of interesting. You see the alignment from Baldwin defensively. Harvey's kind of getting closer to that box from his safety position.
Van Eaton, check that, it's Moore rather, who got hit in the backfield as a flag comes in. Moore breaking tackles, ends up with a 1st down before Jaden Michael makes the stop at the 24-yard line, but we'll check the penalty flag, and the initial signal here looks like a hold against Louisburg. And it is a hold on the Wildcats. Baldwin had a chance to make a tackle for loss right there, and it ends up working out for him because of that holding penalty, but those are the types of plays when they present themselves to make. They've got to make those tackles in the backfield, try to get this Louisburg team behind the chains. The penalty certainly will help right here.
Yeah, it's one thing. It's good to be there, but you got to make the play when you're there. Able to spin out of a tackle that time. That was a nice play, unfortunately, for Louisburg. The holding brought it back.
And it happened 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, so it is a 10-yard penalty, but really it's a 12-yard loss, if you will, on the play, and it brings it all the way back near midfield now for a 2nd down and 22. Out of the pistol, Declan Battle wants to throw, flips it out to Ashton Moore, working out of the backfield. Moore is hit at the 43-yard line and dropped by Harvey. Nice sure tackle made in the open field there by Harvey after the 6-yard completion to Moore. Well, 3rd and long, 3rd down and 15 coming up for Louisburg with 4:20 to play in the first quarter.
You did your work on the first 2 downs. This is where you really have to battle down and not let them get this. This is Ottawa last week, had a lot of 3rd and longs, and were able to bust some big plays out of it, so be disciplined here.
And Baldwin, in fact, has not had a 3rd down stop yet through 2 games on the defensive side of the football. They could sure use one right here. 3rd down and 15. Battle, straight drop, has time to throw. Now running out of time as Williams chases him, and it's knocked down on the intended pass for Newell. Jack Harvey able to break that play up, and 4th and 15 now coming up on a nice defensive stand here by the Bulldogs, taking advantage of that critical holding penalty on Louisburg. And on 4th and 15, the punting team comes on the field for Louisburg.
Yeah, I think that was Dylan Williams getting in there and pressuring the quarterback. That was a nice job flushing him out of the pocket, making him throw it a little sooner than he wanted to.
Well, Riles set to punt here for Louisburg as Baldwin forces their first punt of the year on the defensive side of the football. Needed that stop there, and they don't send anybody back as the punt by Riles bounces at the 15, takes a Louisburg bounce all the way down inside the 5-yard line, comes to a rest about the 3. So Lane Riles doing his job to perfection right there. That is beautiful execution by the Louisburg punter. And we'll make this a very long field to go for Baldwin as they'll start on their own 3-yard line.
That's an interesting decision for me to not send anybody back there. Maybe afraid of a muff or something, but at least you can get a fair catch and keep that ball from bouncing 10 more yards into your own territory. And starting from inside your own 5 here, that's not where you want to be.
So Jack Harvey will have to be sound with his decision making back here. 1st down and 10 from their own 3 with 3:41 to play in the first quarter. Harvey to throw out of his own end zone, taking a deep shot for Grossner, but it's overthrown as that ball ends up kind of midway between both Grossner and Capel. I don't hate the deep shot there if the offensive line can protect you, and really that's one thing that has been a pretty consistent success for this offense so far through 2 games, Ryan, is the offensive line. All 5 returning starters, they have done a pretty good job protecting Jack and giving him time to throw, especially on those deep balls.
Yeah, absolutely. They've done a really good, nice job. And also in the running game, they've opened up a lot of nice holes for Vance Morgan last week and had a couple big runs busted out from that. So that offensive line, that might be one of the strengths of this football team. They really have to build off of that.
Got to be good here with no room for error with the quarterback in the end zone on the snap. It's Morgan on the handoff, and he is driven backwards. The forward progress will put it at the 2-yard line. It's a 1-yard loss for Vance Morgan, and will bring up a 3rd and 11 from the 2-yard line.
And not a lot of plays in the playbook for this right here, 3rd and 11 from the 2. So you probably want to stay pretty conservative here and not risk anything and turn it over and give Louisburg a short field.
Tricky spot to balance as you say, the conservativeness here with the situation, but yet you don't.
I'd just probably let Jack run it.
Harvey is the leading rusher on this team with 164 yards through 2 weeks. And that is indeed what they do, Ryan, as Harvey keeps it after the fake to Morgan, picks up 2 out to the 4-yard line. Stop made by Jackson Rooney, and it will bring up a 4th down and 9 for Baldwin.
Might be, well, they're going to send out Wesley Martin in the punt unit here.
Well, let's see what Louisburg decides to do. It took a little bit for Martin to get that last punt off, it felt like, and with the situation,
they might come after this.
Yeah, you got to be ready for that if you're Baldwin for some pressure. Here comes the pressure from Louisburg, and there it is. They block the punt and have recovered it in the end zone for a touchdown. Well, we thought that might present an opportunity there for Louisburg, and the Wildcats, they were thinking right along with us, Ryan, and they go right up the middle to block that punt and recover it for a Wildcat touchdown.
More than anything, it's just like I mentioned earlier, that punt unit hasn't had a lot of time out there, a lot of reps, game reps and so when you just don't get those blocking assignments right, that's something that can happen. That was a jailbreak up front.
Well, it was not one of our keys to the game specifically tonight in our State Farm game plan, the special teams. That was last week because there was some issues on that side of the football and that aspect of the game the week prior, and last week they did a better job of it, but certainly a big special teams miscue here in this one. After the defense made the stop, they got put back at a tough spot, and Louisburg takes advantage with the block punt for the touchdown, and now they lead 14-0 with 1:32 left to play in the first here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
14-0 lead for the Louisburg Wildcats. They block a Baldwin punt in the end zone for a touchdown, and now kick it off to Riker Grosner, who's driven back to the 2-yard line on that Riles kick. Runs into his teammate at the 15-yard line as Jayton Michael knocks his man down at the 14. So one special teams miscue followed by another here for Baldwin. The Bulldogs down 2 scores. Will get it back. At least they have some room to work with, not on their own goal line here as they were the possession prior, but now they face a 2-score deficit here with 1:25 left in the first quarter.
This is where you just got to start trying to find anything positive, start moving the football, getting first downs, start to try to get a rhythm offensively.
Picked up a first down on their opening series of the game. On the first play of the game, in fact. And was through the air. Let's see where they go here on a first down and 10 from their own 14. Fake to Morgan. Harvey to throw. There's Darnell, and the tight end has his second grab. They've both gone for first downs. And Sam takes this one out to the 26-yard line. A 12-yard completion on first down. I'll mark it officially at the 25 for an 11-yard gain. So first down and 10, Baldwin. Bulldogs offense so far through 2 weeks this year, averaging 177 yards on the ground, 121 through the air, 10 points per game. We're shut out week 1 against Eudora, although that does come with a bit of an asterisk that they did have a touchdown called off on what I still contend was a phantom penalty, but nonetheless, they were able to get on the board last week, scored 20 points in the loss at Ottawa, and in need of some points here as Harvey had trouble with the snap initially. And yeah, you're right, Ryan. After that, he's into the open field now, has a first down and more, showing off that strength in the running game. The quarterback scramble is a big part of Jack's game, and right there after things start a little discombobulated, that's the perfect thing to do. Take off, run, pick up 16 yards, and it's a first down for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, for sure. That was the right decision from Jack. He kept his eyes downfield like I like, but ultimately he had a lot of turf ahead of him with no purple jerseys there. That was a nice job by Jack. Broke a couple tackles at the end like it seems like he always does every time he runs the ball.
Once that ball goes on the turf, too, I feel like sometimes the defense, they kind of lose their integrity of their defensive assignment because they all are thinking, okay, the ball's loose, we got to get a chance to get it. All of a sudden, there's no contain, and Harvey takes advantage of it. From the 42, first down and 10. Harvey wants to run on a design keeper this time as he follows right behind Vance Morgan off right tackle to the 45-yard line, 3-yard run. And that will take us to the end of the first quarter. So after one, it's Louisburg on top of Baldwin, 14-0. You're watching Baldwin Bulldog football on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Unbeatable service from a company you can trust. There's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face-to-face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
14-0 Louisburg through one quarter here tonight from Wildcat Stadium on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors. An opening drive, 3-play touchdown drive for the Wildcats, and then after a Bulldog punt, Louisburg was forced to punt and pin Baldwin back at the 3-yard line. And after a 3-and-out, the Bulldogs had their punt blocked in the end zone and recovered by Louisburg for the touchdown. So that's where we stand at 14-0. And the Bulldogs now with the fourth play of this drive coming up. A 2nd down and 7 at the 45-yard line. Low snap to Harvey and trying to flip it out to Morgan. It is rejected by Mac Newell, who is using that soccer goalkeeping skills right there to go up, find the ball, and bat it down. It'll force a 3rd down and 7 for Baldwin.
Yeah, that could have been disastrous for Harvey and the Bulldogs if he came down with that interception. He almost did.
3rd and 7 for Baldwin, just underway in the second quarter. Bulldogs 0-2 to start this year. On the road for the second straight week tonight, playing here in Louisburg on the Wildcats home opener. Louisburg a 1-1 start to their season, a road win over rival Paola last week. 3rd down and 7. Harvey rolls out under pressure immediately by Rooney, gets rid of it, but it's low and incomplete, intended for Harvey. Rooney had the initial pressure, and then Newell came in to supply some more. Tough spot there for Harvey, just had to get rid of it. And now on 4th and 7, the Bulldogs will bring the punt team back on the field. Had their last punt blocked in the end zone, or will they? Yep, here comes the punt team now. Wesley Martin off for the 3rd time in this game to punt. He will be kicking it to Jackson Cush. The return man back around his own 20-yard line for Louisburg. Again, they're coming after it, and he gets this one away. There was some contact back there, but no flag, and then it is fair caught by Cush at the 35-yard line. Louisburg will send the offense out at the 35 to start this series. Baldwin Sports Live is presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the #1 land brokerage for farm, ranch, and recreational properties. Local Baldwin City brokers Shad and Penny Sheldon are ready to help you find your next dream property. Check out the Appanus Creek Retreat, one of the properties they're showcasing right now. Nearly 115 pristine acres in Franklin County with a fully furnished solar-powered cabin, all kinds of recreational opportunities on the property. See it and more at HaydenOutdoors.com. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line for Louisburg. Riley Van Eaton on the give. First down across the 40. Bounces off his blocker at the 45 and is ushered out of bounds by Grossner at the 48-yard line. 13-yard first down run for Riley Van Eaton.
Marked out of bounds at the 48 of Louisburg.
11.5 to play in this first half. Louisburg put up 16 points in week 1, a loss at Heritage High School in Rogers, Arkansas. 35 points last week while running for 225 yards of the win over Paola. Battle, quarterback draw. Grabbed by Brendan O'Connor at the 45-yard line, wrestled down around the 44. An 8-yard first down run, but the quarterback Declan Battle. And that will bring up second down and short here for Louisburg. 2nd and 2 from the Baldwin 44.
Wildcats have moved into Bulldogs territory.
Louisburg is very physical up front. You can watch their linemen. They really fire off the ball, and Baldwin's defensive line's got their hands full tonight.
3 returning starters on that offensive line, including both guys on the right side, Rooney and Hutzel. Brayton Brugan, the left guard, also a returning starter. Battle keeps it after faking the handoff to Van Eaton. He is stopped by Darnell and Harvey at the 37-yard line. It's a 7-yard run, though, for Declan Battle. And the QB picks up a new set of downs for Louisburg. Harvey has been busy in the defensive side of the football and tackling so far. 7 stops already for Jack Harvey. And one of your secondary players has that many stops early in the game. That's usually not a good sign for a defense.
Like I mentioned earlier, though, Jack's kind of creeping towards the line of scrimmage. He's more like a 4th linebacker almost.
Ball is on the turf, loose football. It looks like Baldwin has jumped on top of it, and they have. It's a turnover for Louisburg as Baldwin comes up with the football. Jake Van Horn on the fumble recovery, and the Bulldogs force their 3rd turnover of the year.
Yeah, there's that man again, Jake Van Horn, having a nice game so far. Jumping on the loose football. It was just a bad exchange, it looked like, between Battle and his running back.
So the Baldwin defense has twice now come up with stops. They've got to be able to take advantage, though, at some point. And this would be a good time to be that point here. Still down just 2 scores, 10.5 to go in this second half. Offense, if they can come together, put a drive together right here, put Baldwin right back in a great spot in this game.
It's one of those swing plays we talk about, though. It had all the feels, that drive of Louisburg going down and just scoring another touchdown, going up 3 scores, but Baldwin comes up with a nice play defensively.
And this is not the way you want to start the ensuing possession then, with a delay of game penalty. So that's a tough way to start. Pushes them back to a 1st and 15 now, and especially to be a delay of game penalty. So from the 33-yard line, now Baldwin has put the ball on the turf. Harvey gets back on top of it, but this drive is going the complete wrong direction after the penalty to start it. And now a big loss back to the 19-yard line. They lose 14 yards on that fumble.
That's the 3rd low snap. It's been from the center. Got to get that exchange right. That's something about predominantly going from the shotgun is you always risk that snap.
Well, let's see if the Bulldogs can pull a rabbit out of the hat here. First down, or check that, 2nd down and 28 from the 19-yard line. Hand off to Vance Morgan. Here goes Vance into the open field. Breaking tackles all the way out to the 34-yard line. 15-yard run by Morgan. They needed a big play to try to get some of that yardage back that they had lost, and they get a big chunk of it there on a nice run by Vance Morgan.
I tell you what, when Morgan gets it going, he bursts through that hole. He's a quick dude.
Well, that turns it into a 3rd down and 13. Still a long way to go, but you'd make it at least feel doable at 3rd down and 13, 3rd and 14 as opposed to facing 20 or more.
A lot more plays in the playbook for 3rd and 15 than 3rd and mile.
Grossner goes in motion. It's another low snap. Harvey able to find Darnell, and the Bulldogs move the chains. The flag comes in at the end of the play. It's a 16-yard completion from Harvey to Darnell, the 3rd time they've hooked up to start this game. And now let's check on the penalty flag here. Maybe some more yardage coming with a face mask potentially.
Yeah, they're going to tack this on. That was a heck of a catch by Darnell. And how about Harvey putting it right on him, right in his face mask? He couldn't do anything else but catch it.
And they get 15 more thanks to a face mask penalty against Louisburg. So how about that for this Bulldog offense, Ryan? They overcome 2nd and 28 to move the chains and take it down to the Louisburg 35-yard line.
Yeah, that's big time. When you seen that 2nd and 28, you were kind of start thinking, oh, here we go again. Here comes another punt. But this is something that Baldwin's been improving on every week, is just perseverance, keeping their head down, winning every play.
So a new set of downs into Louisburg territory for the first time at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 with 2 receivers both ways for Jack Harvey. Good snap this time. Good time to throw, and the receiver, Grossner, gets tangled up, falls down, and now a flag comes in from the back judge. And Grossner is telling his sideline that I was pulled down. I was held and drugged to the ground. Let's see how the officials saw it. He did throw the flag, so potentially 15 more yards coming for the Bulldogs here on a pass interference, or we'll see if they go with a defensive hold perhaps.
It certainly looked like pass interference. Grossner went to the ground.
So we've not received the call yet. The officials, after they had already huddled once, now they'll huddle up again. Sure taking a long time to figure out what they're going to call here, and it may just be a discussion to decide whether it was a hold prior to the pass or a pass interference after the pass was released. And instead, wow.
That's not at all what we thought was going to happen.
Well, they do.
Okay,
so they call a targeting against Louisburg and a hold against Louisburg. So the initial signal was a targeting penalty on Baldwin, which was like, oh my goodness. So then I think it was just a mistake by the official. So they'll decline the hold. They'll take the personal foul, and that will give Baldwin 15 more yards.
Wow, that is a big break.
So that's 30 yards and penalty yardage given up on this drive alone by the Louisburg defense, and it sets up Baldwin with a 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Well, these are the types of things that Baldwin just has to be able to take advantage of when they get the gifts like this of the 2 big penalties from Louisburg. Have to find a way to punch this one in.
Yeah, you're not going to get a lot of gifts like that from a good football team like Louisburg. So, yeah, you mentioned it. Punch it in here, get back in this football game.
From the 20, it's 1st down and 10, Baldwin. A little more than 8 minutes to go in the first half. Grossner goes in motion, gets it on a jet sweep, gets strung out to the sideline, and maybe a yard is all in the end there for Riker Grossner. Run out on the far sideline by Carson Wade.
It's just interesting going back to that penalty. I didn't see who they called for the targeting. It might have been a second guy coming in there.
Yeah, by the time my eyes shifted downfield, Grossner and the defender were already tangled up on the ground.
So either way, it's a good break for Baldwin. See if you can't punch this thing in, getting into the red zone now.
2nd down and 10 from the Louisburg 20-yard line. Harvey rolling out to his right. Jackson Rooney trying to chase him down, throw to the end zone, and it is off the hands, incomplete of Sam Darnell. The defender, Lane Riles, kind of undercut it at the last minute, may have just done enough to distract the vision of Sam Darnell, and the ball falls incomplete in the end zone to bring up a 3rd down and 10 from the 20.
From the 20 with 10 yards to go.
Well, you're certainly in a position where if it goes to a 4th down, you're going for it, so perhaps you draw something up here, Ryan, to get some yardage. If you don't end up breaking a tackle, you get the 1st down, great. If not, you make it a manageable 4th at the very least here.
Yeah, exactly. Not much of a field goal kicking threat from Baldwin, so you're definitely going for this on 4th down if you don't get it here.
3rd down and 10. Fakes it to Morgan. Harvey throws for Grossner. It's tipped up in the air and incomplete. I think he was going to Grossner. Capel was right there in that same area. Grossner is the receiver that got a hand on it, but could not get that ball to stick to that right hand. So it's 4th down and 10 now with 7:54 left in this first half. Baldwin trailing 14-0. Trying to take advantage of a couple of big Louisburg penalties on this drive, but now must convert a 4th and 10 to keep it going.
That was kind of a dangerous pass that time into the end zone from Harvey. A couple of guys from Louisburg in there. The ball got tipped up, and it seems like nothing good happens when that happens.
Darnell is the inside of the 3 receivers to the left of Harvey. He's been his top target so far tonight. 4th down and 10. Rolling to his right. Harvey fires it up into the end zone. Nobody home. I'm not sure whether he thought that defender back there was one of his receivers or what happened there, but that ball was nowhere near one of his targets. It was the closest guy was Carson Wade, the defender for Louisburg, but in the end, it's an incomplete pass, and the Bulldogs turn it over on downs after having a 1st and 10 at the Louisburg 20-yard line. 7:47 to go in the first half, and the Wildcats come up with a big stop.
Yeah, the only thing I can guess in defense of Jack there, he had a guy kind of running towards the back corner of the end zone. He might have thought he was going to sit down a little bit in the zone, but he kept running to the corner.
Well, Louisburg with a 2-score lead, going back to work from their own 20-yard line. Declan Battle on a design quarterback draw, grabbed by the back of the jersey and then drugged down to the 46-yard line. Riker Grossner saves a touchdown, but it's a 33-yard run on 1st down for Declan Battle. Well, Battle, we talked about him being a dual threat quarterback, and he has played the role so far. 5 carries for 50 yards out of their quarterback so far. And many of those on design runs like that last one. After the 33-yard run, the ball now across midfield, 1st and 10 at the Baldwin 47. Another design QB keep. Battle is ripped down by Wes Martin at the 44-yard line. They limit him to just 3 yards on that carry. Well, 2nd and 7 as the clock ticks underneath. 7 minutes left to go in this first half.
One thing Baldwin did on that last drive offensively was kind of milk some clock down and control the clock. They're doing a pretty good job, time of possession. See if they can't get another stop here, force a 3rd and long.
They've made stops each of the last 2 times Louisburg has had the football. Forced him to punt and then turned him over with a fumble. Battle throws high, and it is intercepted or not. No, incomplete as Capel could not haul it in after it went off the hands of the tight end Newell. Almost fell right into the lap of Tristan Capel. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, man, that would have been a gift for Capel. He just couldn't get his arms underneath it. Hit the turf first. But like I said, try to get a 3rd and long. They got about a 3rd and 7 here. You can stop them here. This is probably still punt territory.
Battle will work out of the pistol. Ashton Moore behind him. That should have been a false start, and now they will flag it.
Tried to play it off. It's like he was in emotion a little bit, but
well, he may have gotten away with it if he didn't then come back again. Because you're technically, if you're the only one going, you are allowed to move forward. Now it can't be a herky-jerky type of emotion, and that one kind of fell in that category. But I'm with you. I think they initially were going to kind of let it go, and then he thought himself that he had done it, and so then he started to kind of fade back again, and at that point gave the officials no.
Once again, though, Louisburg shooting themselves in the foot, giving Baldwin a big opportunity.
Yeah, turns it into a 3rd down and 12 now from the Baldwin 49-yard line. Battle fakes the give and keeps it and has a lot of space as he cuts outside the numbers, and here he goes, Declan Battle into the end zone. 49-yard touchdown run on a 3rd down and 12. They overcome the penalty and then some.
That's something we've seen a lot this year. 3rd and long, a team busting a big run. That's tough. You get them into the situation you want, and then just like that, they go down and score.
Lane Riles, 2 for 2 on extra points, will attempt another one here to extend this Louisburg lead with 6:25 left to play in the first half. The Riles extra point is good, and it's 21-0 Louisburg on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
When choosing a bank, wouldn't you prefer doing business with a local institution with years of commitment to our community? That's Baldwin State Bank. For more than 100 years, we've been providing products and services specifically tailored to our friends in Baldwin City. Whether it's a free checking account, savings for retirement, or your next loan, we'll be here. Because our roots are here. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You can't win if you don't enter. Thank you,
21-0 lead for Louisburg on top of Baldwin after the Wildcats put together a 4-play, 79-yard touchdown drive in a minute and 22 seconds. 49-yard touchdown run by Declan Battle capped off the touchdown drive for Louisburg. 21-0 Wildcats as Riles kicks it away and drives this kickoff into the end zone for a touchback. Baldwin will start at the 20, down 21 with 6:25 to go in the half. Rice Precision Manufacturing looking for teammates to join their team. If you're looking for a great job with a growing family-owned company right here in Baldwin City, then check out Rice Precision Manufacturing. Actively looking to fill positions for skilled CNC machinists and CNC operators. Excellent pay, competitive benefit packages, a climate-controlled work environment, and a friendly support staff dedicated to the betterment of their employees. Send an email to jobs@riceprecision.com to schedule an interview. 6:25 to go in the first half. Baldwin down 3 scores. They've had some good moments on offense in this ball game, but have not been able to cap anything off with points as Harvey keeps it after the fake to Morgan, picks up 1, and will bring up a second down and 9.
Picks up 1. Number 7, Isaiah Whitney.
Got the ball down to the red zone last time, right at the edge of the red zone anyway, at the 20-yard line. Failed to score, failed to take advantage of a Louisburg turnover and a couple of Louisburg penalties. And now as we go underneath the 6-minute mark of this second quarter, Baldwin in need of a spark. Darnell slot left, Darnell slot right, Grossner slot left here on this 2nd and 9. He looks to the left for Grossner, who goes down low to haul it in. It's a very short gain, though, as Baldwin picks up just 2 yards out to the 23-yard line on the completion. Third down and 7 coming up for Baldwin.
Traditionally, a lot of these third downs, they've been rolling Jack Harvey out, giving him the option to run or pass. We'll see where they go here.
Harvey does roll to his right. Jackson Rudy chased him down as he looks for Gunnar Reichert. He hauled it in, it looked like, but I don't know that he got his feet in, and he may have ended up losing the ball as he went down to the turf on the sideline. Hard to see as he went right into the Louisburg sideline. Good coverage there by Hovey on Gunnar Reichert, and it's an incomplete pass to bring up a 4th down and 7.
I'd have to watch that back again, but it looked like Jack had a guy open underneath that maybe could have gotten that first down if he turned and ran after the catch, but he decided to go deeper for Reichert, and he almost brought that in, but like you said, I just don't think he had enough room on the sideline to bring that ball in.
Jackson Cush goes back deep for Louisburg. They do not bring the pressure this time, and Wesley Martin gets the punt away, and it is hauled in by Cush at the 48 of Baldwin with 4:51 left to play in the first half. Coming up is the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. We'll take a look back at the first half, run down some of the numbers of this first half, and perhaps check some scores if we have any that come across on Twitter for us during halftime. But it's a 21-0 game right now with 4:51 to go as Louisburg will look to add to that lead. Baldwin could really use a stop here in these waning moments of the first half. Battle will work out of the pistol to start this drive and wants to go to the air. Taking a deep shot for Dobbins. Has a couple of steps on the defense. The ball was underthrown. That's the only thing that saves a touchdown. But Dobbins hauls it in at the 20-yard line. A 27-yard hookup on first down from Declan Battle to Mason Dobbins. And it's 1st and 10, Louisburg at the Baldwin 20.
Yeah, once again, Dobbins, a big play receiver, big guy who's able to get in behind the Baldwin defense. And like you said, if that ball was thrown just a little bit deeper, he's walking in for a touchdown.
Just inside of the 20-yard line, 1st down and 10. Louisburg working with a 3-score lead late in the first half. Battle to throw again. Hooks up with Newell, the tight end, at the 15-yard line. And he is tackled down around the 9 by Hirschman and Capel. An 11-yard completion to the tight end, Newell, and another new set of downs for Louisburg. First and goal at the 9. Clock down to 4 minutes left to play in this first half. A late sub comes running on for Baldwin. They're going to let Battle continue to throw the football. Misfires here. One in Jackson Cush. The throw's incomplete to stop the clock with 3:48 to play in the half. And a 2nd down and goal coming up for Louisburg on the Baldwin 9-yard line. Baldwin Sports Live brought to you in part by The Bullpen, your locally owned sports bar in downtown Baldwin City. They're open for lunch through 2 a.m. Monday through Saturday. And on Sundays, they open up at 10 a.m. and stay open through all the football you can watch all the way through the evening until 8 on Sundays. Go check out The Bullpen. Tonight they got the Royals game on down there with some free giveaways for every Royals hit. Battle on the keeper this time. Brendan O'Connor makes the tackle. Maybe a yard out of that for Declan Battle. It'll bring up a 3rd and goal from around the 8-yard line with 3.5 to play in the half. Live music tomorrow night down at the Bullpen, by the way, as well. With 2/5 country rock band playing tomorrow night, 9 to midnight at the Bullpen.
Got a lot of cool stuff going on down there.
No doubt about it. Happening place, downtown Baldwin City. Go check them out at the Bullpen. See if Baldwin can get him a stop here on a 3rd down and goal at the 8-yard line. Battle to keep it on a quarterback draw. Baldwin is there, and then Battle lost his footing. O'Connor was going to square him up anyway, but Battle trying to make a cut, slipped, falls to the turf. Maybe a yard for him, but that will bring up a 4th down and goal. They do have a very quality kicker in Lane Riles, who has already made a pair of field goals this year, hit a 25-yarder and a 32-yarder in week 1, but it looks like Drew Harding is going to bypass the kicking game here and keep the offense on the field for a 4th and goal at the 8-yard line.
It's a big play for Baldwin. You can stop him here.
Under center is Battle. Fakes the handoff to Van Eaton. Flips it into the flat over the head of Ashton Moore. Incomplete. And Louisburg turns it over on downs as the Bulldogs make the stop inside the 10-yard line. And that's the 3rd stop the defense has in this game. Now they just need the offense to come up with a big play to answer and put some points on the board here with 2:15 to go in the half, trailing 21-0.
Absolutely. That's a big-time hold by the defense. Once again, though, now you're starting the drive within your own 10-yard line. It didn't go too well the last time that was the case, but to see if Baldwin can mount a long drive. You only got 2:15 here, so got to pick the pace up a little bit to go, what was that, 88 yards?
92 yards.
92, quick math.
Well, the first of those attempted 92 yards goes for nothing. Vance Morgan, they'll give him 1 on forward progress. Wyatt Holland makes the tackle. So it's 2nd down and 9. 2 minutes left to play in this first half.
1-yard gain, 2nd down.
Baldwin is in that tricky spot now as well, Ryan, where, yeah, you'd love to put something together, go down and score, but you don't want a very quick 3 and out that from this spot if you had to punt it back to Louisburg, you set them up with a chance. So you're kind of in that limbo where you want to work some of the clock, but you're going to feel bad about losing clock if you break off a chunk play here and all of a sudden have it around midfield or something.
See how this play goes, but little surprised Louisburg not using their timeouts. They might here.
I would guess they will here, and Drew Harding does after a 1-yard run by Harvey to the 10-yard line. So they ran the play clock down to 4 before they snapped it there. Harvey gets 1 to bring up a 3rd down and 8 at the 10-yard line. Louisburg uses the first of their 3 timeouts with 1 minute and 24 seconds to go. So now, does Baldwin try to convert the 3rd and 8 by going to the air, risking an incomplete pass and leaving an extra time out there for Louisburg? Do you keep it on the ground, hope you break a play, get a first down, but worst case scenario, you force
Lance Morgan break a couple up the middle, see if you can't get something big, but I just think if you go into the break 21-0 down, that's not terrible for Baldwin. You're still within striking distance, and it could be a lot worse. So
yeah, and a lot worse would be giving Louisburg
exactly.
They might still get a chance to do that, but if they're going to get a chance to get the football back, you'd like to make it at least as hard as possible on them, meaning take as much time or make them use those timeouts.
Right. If you're going into the break down 21, you're going to get the ball first to start the second half. So don't do anything foolish here.
Well, let's see if somebody can break free, whether it be Morgan or Harvey. Those are the 2 guys in the backfield. Harvey will take the snap with Morgan standing to his left. Or perhaps they roll the dice and put the ball in the air here on a 3rd down and 8 at the 10-yard line. Harvey rolling to his left, avoids one defender, now throws off the hands of the defensive back, Jace Hovey. The receiver, Darnell, went down on the play, lost his footing, may have gotten tripped up unintentionally. Now Hovey is slow to get up. They're all league safety for Louisburg's defense. There is a penalty flag as well. So this is a huge call right here with 1 minute and 19 seconds to go in the half. It's a defensive penalty. Baldwin perhaps gets new life to put together a score, or they're going to call roughing the passer on Louisburg. So that is a big penalty. That's going to be a first down for Baldwin.
How many times have we seen it? Just Louisburg giving Baldwin another opportunity, shooting themselves in the foot with a penalty, and a big one. I mean, these have been 15-yard penalties that make a big difference. Automatic first down.
Yeah, that's the 3rd 15-yard penalty against the Louisburg defense. Moves it out to the 25-yard line. A new set of down.
Minute 15 to play here in the half, and they might go down and score again. So, man.
And they're going to have a short field, too.
Yeah.
But now the Bulldogs have a chance to perhaps put something together of their own now. From the 25, 1st and 10. Immediate pressure on, no chance to target a receiver.
Out passing game. On throwing the ball, he's really good at it.
2nd down and 10. 1 minute 12 left to play around the 32-yard line. We'll mark it after a 7-yard gain with 1 minute 5 left to play.
See where they go here. Interestingly enough, he went out of bounds, like you said, so the clock stopped. So once again, you're kind of in this predicament that we talked about earlier. A lot of time left.
At least now, if you end up not converting, you can flip the field a little bit. Quick fire over the middle off the hand of Darnell, incomplete, and that will obviously stop the clock as well with now 1 minute left to play in the first half. And Baldwin facing a 4th and 3 will send the punt team onto the field.
Wayne Riles with the coverage on that last play. As the special teams units come to the field for both sides.
Did a much better job getting the punt off as quick as he could. Last couple times he's got bad snap.
Snap over his head, down to cover it at the 13-yard line, but the big play for Louisburg will set them up with a golden opportunity.
Now we talked about the mistakes from Louisburg, kind of setting up Baldwin, giving them opportunities. That's one right there. Just like the block punt on the other end in the end zone. That's a special teams error that can be avoided. So very short field here for Louisburg again.
57 seconds to go in the half. A 19-yard loss on the bad snap. And a golden opportunity for Louisburg, who turned it over on downs down here inside the 10-yard line. Last time they had it, they go to Van Eaton for 12 and a 6. Third touchdown of the year for Riley Van Eaton, who has found pay dirt in each of the 3 games this year now for the Wildcats. And that touchdown makes it 27-0 with 49 seconds to go. Lane Riles out for the extra point. And there was, looked like maybe some early movement there, but the extra point is good. 28-0 with 49 ticks to play in a half here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time. Give them a call at 913-856-5846. Serving every big town and small town around, residential and commercial. That's Heartland Plumbing, the plumber you can open your door to.
$28-0 lead now for Louisburg as they take advantage of another special teams miscue by the Bulldogs tonight. And really, you could tally up 2 of those touchdowns for Louisburg tonight directly to the Baldwin special teams. The blocked punt for a touchdown and a bad snap on the punt team that basically set up that last touchdown, put the ball at the 12-yard line for Louisburg, and they cap it off one play later on the Van Eaton run. So special teams, especially on the punt team tonight, have been issues for Baldwin, and they have dug themselves a 4-score hole here at 28-0 with 49 seconds left in the half.
That's that third fastest of the game, kind of a little thing that can be overlooked, but when it goes wrong, it goes big wrong.
First and 10 for Harvey, hand off to Morgan. Twisted down around the 24. Did the ball come out? They say he was down at the 24-yard line. Hovey makes the tackle. 4-yard run for Morgan. And the clock will run underneath the 30 seconds. Baldwin doesn't have to snap it again if they don't wish to. Coming up is the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. Take a timeout at the conclusion of this first half and come back with the Farm Bureau halftime show for you right after that here on Baldwin Sports Live. Clock down to 10 seconds left in the half. Baldwin will snap it one final time. It's Morgan again. And Vance will add about 4 more yards to his tally, ripped down by Nathan Vincent, and we have reached the half. 28-0 Louisburg on top of the Baldwin Bulldogs. You're watching Bulldog football presented by Hayden Outdoors on Baldwin Sports Live. Coming up next is the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show right after this.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face-to-face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
Halftime in Louisburg tonight. It's 28-0. The Louisburg Wildcats on top of the Baldwin Bulldogs as we welcome you into the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show, brought to you by your Baldwin City Farm Bureau agent, Kelly Neufeld, there to help you protect what matters most. That's Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting and see how Kelly and his team can help you achieve your financial goals, both present and future. It's a 28-0 ball game. We saw some good firsts in this game, Ryan, through the first half. The defense was able to make a couple of stops, forced a turnover on downs, forced a punt. But the offense, which had really been the better of the two units so far through two games this year, albeit a shutout in Eudora, but I would still say even on that night, the offense showed a little bit more than the defense. Tonight, it's almost been flipped, as it's been the offense that's had a tough time getting going, and the defense has stepped up and made some plays.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, defensively, Baldwin, they've really looked pretty solid. They've been able to, for the most part, stop the run. They forced them to pass a little bit. They give up 2 or 3 really big chunk plays that have really cost them. But, yeah, I mean, offensively, not really moving the ball like we've seen last week and then the first couple of weeks. They a little bit, but just not able to kind of get that rhythm going that we've seen, especially last week against Ottawa. And then, obviously, we talked about the special teams just haven't been good enough, really giving up 14 points directly from those special teams. So that's got to turn around if Baldwin wants to get back in here.
Baldwin is down by 4 scores. As Ryan mentioned, 2 of those scores basically coming directly off of special teams. The defense surrendering just 2 touchdowns and made 3 stops. And they needed more stops than touchdowns surrendered in that first half. But it all counts the same. I mean, it all adds up into one sum. You can't separate the parts. And right now, that sum is a 4-score deficit for the Bulldogs as they are on the road here in the Lewisburg home opener, trailing 28-0. Lewisburg has won 8 of their last 9 home openers. The only loss in that span was in 2019 to Tonganoxie. Baldwin hasn't defeated Lewisburg since 8 years ago in 2014 when they won a one-score, not just a one-score game, but a one-point game here, a 20-19 win in Lewisburg back in 2014. So they're going to have plenty of work to do in the second half to try and make that happen again here tonight. Which has been a beautiful night for football again. You can see it was some rain this morning, and that moisture is kind of back in the air. Almost a haziness over the field right now with the humidity here, but it's a nice, cool evening with a nice little breeze. Perfect night for football, and we'll see if the Bulldogs can come back out in the second half and come up with an answer to what's right now a 4-score deficit, 28-0 here at the half. You're watching the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. We'll check all the first half numbers for you when we come back right after this on Baldwin Sports Live.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs.
$28-0 here at the half. The Louisburg Wildcats lead the Baldwin Bulldogs on the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. Let's check the numbers from the first half. Brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services at 608 High Street in Baldwin City. They like to remind you that it's never too early to start thinking about those taxes. Tax season will be here before you know it, so give them a call for some helpful tips on how to best prepare and learn about upcoming changes to maximize your return. Timely, accurate, and reliable services at an affordable cost to help your business grow and succeed. Visit newfrontiertbs.com or call 785-594-1204 to learn more at New Frontier Tax and Business Services. 28-0 the score, 283 yards of offense in the first half for Louisburg, 188 on the ground, 95 through the air. For Baldwin, they are held to just 60 first half yards, 18 rushing, 42 passing. The Bulldogs ran 2 more plays in that first half than Louisburg, but the Bulldogs averaging just a little more than 2 yards per play so far, 1.3 per rush, 2.8 yards per completion, while Louisburg over 10 yards per play right now, averaging 10.5 yards per carry and 10.5 yards per completion in the passing game. Just 1 turnover in the first half. That was Louisburg Wildcats giving it up on a fumble. The Wildcats also had the penalty issue in the first half, 5 penalties for 60 yards. Baldwin just 1 penalty for 5 yards, something they've been very good at this year is avoiding hurting themselves with penalties, but unfortunately could not capitalize on that Louisburg turnover. And then even though they aren't directly turnovers in the stats, they did have the punt blocked. It was recovered for a touchdown, and they also had the bad snap on the punt that ended up resulting in 1-play touchdown drive of just 12 yards after that. So not turnovers statistically, but just as costly anyway as turnovers were those 2 plays in that first half, as Louisburg gets a 44-yard touchdown pass from Declan Battle to Mason Dobbins, a 49-yard touchdown run by Declan Battle, a 12-yard touchdown run from Riley Van Eaton, and they also had that punt which was blocked and recovered for a touchdown back in the first quarter. Time of possession in that first half, Baldwin with a slight edge of 12:15 to 11:45, but again, a 28-point deficit. Individual numbers, Declan Battle, 5 of 9 through the air for 95 yards and a touchdown. He added 103 yards on 9 carries with a touchdown on the ground. Riley Van Eaton carried 8 times for 84 yards and a touchdown. Through the air, Mason Dobbins was his top target, 2 grabs, 71 yards, including the 44-yard touchdown. For Baldwin, Jack Harvey, 6 of 15, 42 yards passing, 6 carries for 10 yards on the ground. 6 carries for 27 yards for Vance Morgan, the Bulldogs' leading first-half rusher. 3 grabs apiece for Riker Grosner and Sam Darnell. Darnell turned his 3 catches into a team-high 38 yards. Grosner went for 13 on his 3 grabs. Gunnar Reichard 1 catch. It went for a loss of 2 yards. Jack Harvey leading the Bulldog defense right now with 7 stops. Tristan Capel with 4 and Brendan O'Connor with 3 tackles in that first half. Your official numbers brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services. It is a 28-0 halftime score with the Louisburg Wildcats on top of the Baldwin Bulldogs. You're watching the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. More to come right after this here on Baldwin Sports Live.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time. Give them a call at 913-856-5846, serving every big town and small town around, residential and commercial. That's Heartland Plumbing, the plumber you can open your door to.
Halftime here in Louisburg tonight. It is a 28-0 lead for the Louisburg Wildcats in their home opener on top of the Baldwin Bulldogs. As we take a look at some of the other scores from across the area tonight, some games that we have our eyes on. The Wellsville 2-0 squad now up 13-7. Is that Ryan at half? Wellsville on top of Burlington. The Bulldogs will see Wellsville at the end of the year, and Santa Fe Trail and Anderson County knotted up 16-16. That's an interesting game there.
Yeah.
That's the next two opponents for Baldwin, Anderson County and Santa Fe Trail. Anderson County also with a win this year already over Osawatomie. So 16-16 game. Is that at the half or just first at the half day between Anderson County and Santa Fe Trail? So the schedule certainly lightens up moving forward for Baldwin. They've got some games coming up on the schedule. Their next 3 or 2, especially with Anderson County and Santa Fe Trail, 2 games that I think the Bulldogs will like their chances in. Santa Fe Trail next week, Anderson County the week after that, and then you get Osawatomie as well. So really 3 games in a row coming up before you end up with Bishop Ward and Wellsville, 2 tough tests. But hopefully the Bulldogs can maybe pick some confidence up these next 3 games with Santa Fe Trail, Anderson County, and Osawatomie, 2 of those being at home. And actually, I had them flip-flopped earlier when I was talking about it. It's Santa Fe Trail next week, so district play starts next week for the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
And a big one with Santa Fe Trail, who is 0-2 to start this year as well. Tied up at the half right now with 1-1 Anderson County. That Anderson County game, a new game on the schedule this year. It's not a district game. It falls right in the middle of their district games, but certainly an important game for them because at that point they will be in district play and trying to keep things moving in a positive direction, which is what we're going to look for in the second half of this one. Hope for some positive here as the Bulldogs trail 28-0. Quick thought, Ryan, from you before we head to the second half?
I mean, it's all going to be about mentality. We've talked about it before coming out here out of the half. You can't look at it as how bad is this thing going to get, how many points are they going to put up on us. You got to look at it as they did it to us in the first half, and we can bounce back, do it to them in the second half. So bounce back and get it going in the second here.
Second half starts next. You've been watching the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. If you're looking for personal service from a local agent, then Kelly Neufeld is your guy. Give him a call at 785-594-1055. Kelly and his team, proud supporters of the Baldwin Bulldogs, and they'd love to support you in your financial future as well. At Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City, it's your future. Let's protect it. Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face-to-face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being part of the community we serve. Our roots run deep in Baldwin City, and our commitment runs deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home, or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we're here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for more than 100 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Off to the second half we go here from Wildcat Stadium in Louisburg tonight. Picture perfect evening for football. Temperatures right in the mid-70s right now. A little breeze out there. It is a beautiful night to watch some football and to play some football. But the Bulldogs are hoping for a little bit more positive in this second half after they gave up 28 in the first half. Had some opportunities to score offensively. Had it down in the red zone at one point. But some penalties from Louisburg certainly helped get them down there. So we'll see what they can do in this second half. The Bulldogs will get the football to start this second half as the Crowd gets serenaded with a happy birthday for somebody. It's not
me.
My or your birthday, so I guess I don't know whose, but it's
Looking
not
up
Larry's.
our way, though, yeah.
It's not Larry's either, I don't think.
And now,
Good crowd on hand tonight, though. A lot of Louisburg fans in the stands tonight, a lot of students. It's youth cheerleader night, I believe, so that's exciting.
And it is their home opener, so you can imagine that folks were excited to be able to come out here to Wildcat Stadium tonight and cheer on their Wildcats. And right now, it's those Wildcats that lead 28-0 as Lane Riles will kick things off to start this second half. Michael, Grosser, and Darnell go back deep for the Bulldogs.
He's got a leg on him. We've seen him about 3 touchbacks in a row.
Wind out of the south, so it's at Riles' back. You've seen him boom a couple of kicks through the end zone going this direction. And this one is taken in the end zone. Darnell going to try and bring it back. Well, maybe not the best decision to bring that one back out of the end zone. They lose 5 yards essentially on that, and they'll start at the 15-yard line.
Can't fault Darnell for wanting to make a play there, but probably the smarter decision would have been just to let that one go, bounce in the end zone, start from the 20.
The Bulldogs on their own 15-yard line. That's been another thing that's plagued them a little bit tonight, Ryan. His starting field position has not been in their favor a whole bunch. They've started inside the 20. I believe this is the 4th time, and 2 of those times they've started inside the 10 even. Harvey throws quick out to Darnell, trying to get some blocks on the outside. Darnell still on his feet as he's able to take it out near the first down marker. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 23-yard line after 8 yards on the first down completion.
You talk about that field position battle. Louisburg has been kind of the opposite. They've started a lot of their drives with a short field. Baldwin's having to go the length of the field.
129-0-1-3.
Check your ticket, Bryce. Doing a raffle.
I didn't get one.
Oh, man.
I think they said you have to go out and kick the field goal, though, right?
Okay.
So I think you get a ticket, a chance to go out and kick a field goal for some money. Vance Morgan out to the 26, and that will move the chains. So not that I don't think I could make the field goal. I don't know that I could, let's be honest.
I think they said 25-yarder.
A 25 yards. So that's certainly no gimme for me at all. But I think it might be just logistically tough for me to go out there and attempt the field goal during the between the 3rd and 4th quarter. Hopefully they're allowing them to kick into the north end zone at least, getting the wind at their back. That'd be brutal if you made them go and then kick into the wind as well. First down and 10 for the Bulldogs. They've got it at the 26-yard line. 3 receivers all bunched to the short side of the field. They throw that way. Capel makes one man miss, makes 2 guys miss, and picks up around 5 yards before he's taken out of bounds by Ashton Moore.
Did a nice job to turn that into what looked like it could be a negative gain, or into about 3-4 yards there by Tristan Capel.
Second down and 6 coming up for the Bulldogs. Opening drive of the second half. Trying to put something together to get some points on the board and start that comeback attempt. Morgan again. Able to make a man miss. Now cuts it all the way back across the field. Trying to burst his way up near midfield. Is cut down to the 49-yard line. 19-yard run by Vance Morgan. And he has sure shown that burst right the last couple of weeks when he gets into the open field. 19 there.
That's really exciting. I love what I'm seeing from Vance Morgan. That time it wasn't just the burst, but it was the vision to see that cutback lane. Took it beautifully. He runs hard. I like what I see from the young guy.
Connor Murray started on opening night for the Bulldogs as their running back, but he was injured at some point either late in that game or perhaps in practice. I'm not sure, but did not suit up last week, was on the sideline, does not suit it up again tonight. So Vance Morgan was put into the starting role last week and rumbled for 148 yards in that game against Ottawa. And he has had a couple of nice runs again here this evening as Darnell makes a very tough contested catch at the 28-yard line. It's a 23-yard completion, and Darnell, not only was he having to contend with that defender all over him, but he also had to tightrope the sideline to haul that one in. What a catch by Darnell.
That's one heck of a catch and one heck of a throw from Harvey. Put it right in the only spot where he could have caught it. Darnell did a heck of a job to not only focus, catch that ball, but get a foot in.
5 grabs for 69 yards tonight for Darnell. The 23-yard completion there puts it at the 28-yard line of Louisburg. 1st and 10, Baldwin. Morgan again, and this time hit right on the hip in the backfield and dropped by Jackson Rooney. A 1-yard loss back to the 29-yard line. You know, we've seen Rooney in the backfield multiple times tonight. He has been chasing Jack Harvey all around in this game and has yet to get to Harvey, but there he gets to the running back Morgan for a loss.
Yeah, this defensive line for Louisburg is very aggressive. They try to shoot the gaps and get in the backfield, make some plays.
Rooney was a first-team All-League defensive lineman last year. Showing us why here again tonight. It's 2nd and 11 at the 29-yard line. Morgan hits the hole off the left side, falls forward for a few. Wyatt Holland makes the tackle for Louisburg. Give Morgan 2 yards to the 27-yard line, and it brings up a 3rd down and 9.
From the 27.
Well, Baldwin has been down in this area now a couple of times. We're unable to cap off a potential scoring drive earlier in this game.
And try to make a play for his quarterback. They're probably going to be shadowing Darnell. It's been his favorite target.
Grossner is just inside of Darnell, the inside man of the 3 on the right side. Harvey airs it out for Darnell, and just a bit out of his reach. Incomplete in the end zone, brings up 4th down and 9. A 4-minute, near 4-minute opening drive to start this second half for Baldwin. But now they face a 4th and 9 if they're going to convert and keep the drive moving. 28-0 lead for Louisburg in this game.
That's just some of that little bit of inconsistency from Harvey. He had Darnell open in the end zone, overthrew him by a couple yards, but that's something that he's going to get better at as he continues to grow as a quarterback.
Darnell flexed left. Grossner, a wide slot on the right side here as the Bulldogs look to convert a 4th down and 9. Louisburg brings the pressure. It's a backwards pass to Grossner. That's a live football, and it is fallen on by Riles out of bounds, and it doesn't really matter whether he recovered it in play or not, as it was a 4th down play. They'll say no recovery, so officially it's not a turnover, but it will be Louisburg football on that 4th down play. As the Bulldogs turn it over on downs, they lose 13 yards on that backwards pass.
Yeah, I have an inkling that was going to be a double pass, perhaps. It was a backwards one, and you think Grossner being the backup quarterback, he was going to try to launch that thing on a trick play, but it was just a high throw from Harvey. He couldn't quite climb the ladder to get it.
Well, you like the 4-minute drive. You like the 9-play drive to start their own 40-yard line. And Riley Van Eaton gets going on their first play. Take it down by Sam Darnell, but it's a 12-yard run for Van Eaton, who's up to 96 yards on just 9 carries in this game. And that will take it across midfield for Louisburg. 4-score lead for the Wildcats. They did get stopped 3 times, though, on offense in the first half. Turned it over once on a fumble. Turned it over on downs twice. Or checked that once, and then they also had to punt once. And now a false start. Looks like the left guard and Brugan moved early. So the false start will make it a 1st and 15 back on the Wildcats' own 47-yard line now. Quick look here at our State Farm game plan again as we look at what we had game plan lined out for the Bulldogs tonight, but that early success certainly wasn't there. They've had a trouble stopping the run. They have protected the football in regards to the official turnovers, but special teams has let them down on a couple of occasions. Flip out to Kaplinger. 1st down and more. Take it out of bounds at the 34-yard line is where they'll mark it. Tristan Bass makes the stop, but not before another 19 yards is picked up on that quick fire out to Kaplinger.
Forced out of bounds.
Yeah, obviously not the start Baldwin wanted once again tonight, but like I said, you have to battle through. In these games, these are good football teams, and so this is a kind of a tune-up. We've talked about it for the district play coming up against Santa Fe Trail and some other teams. So
district play starts next Friday night for Baldwin at home against Santa Fe Trail. Declan Battle on the run, and Battle has one man to beat, and he'll win the race to the end zone. Hirschman couldn't cut that angle down enough as Battle runs it across the goal line for the second time tonight. The QB goes in from 34 yards out on this trot, and it's 34-0 Louisburg. Lane Riles will come on to kick the extra point for the Wildcats. Kick is good with 7 minutes left to play in the third. It's 35-0 Louisburg on top of Baldwin here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
When choosing a bank, wouldn't you prefer doing business with a local institution with years of commitment to our community? That's Baldwin State Bank. For more than 100 years, we've been providing products and services specifically tailored to our friends in Baldwin City. Whether it's a free checking account, savings for retirement, or your next loan, we'll be here. Because our roots are here. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time. Give them a call at 913-856-5846. Serving every big town and small town around, residential and commercial. That's Heartland Plumbing, the plumber you can open your door to.
$35-0 lead for Louisburg here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors. The latest scoring drive for the Wildcats. 60 yards on just 3 plays, 101 off the clock, 34-yard touchdown run by Declan Battle. As Riles drives a kick in and through the end zone for a touchback. Baldwin will set up at the 20-yard line, trailing 35-0 with 7 minutes to play in this third quarter.
We think we have our winner, and he is waiting near the concession stand.
Baldwin Sports Live is brought to you and presented by Hayden Outdoors. They are the #1 land brokerage for farm, ranch, and recreational properties. Local Baldwin City agents are Shad and Penny Sheldon. Send them an email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com or penny@haydenoutdoors.com. If you're looking for your next or your first or whatever, your dream property, they have a ton of them that they would love to show you. And you can check out the inventory as well online. See all the stunning properties and more at haydenoutdoors.com. The timeout is taken by Baldwin here as they were struggling to get the personnel on the field, it looks like, and had to delay a game earlier on a change of possession, so they don't want that to be the case again here. Take a timeout with 7 minutes left to play in this third quarter as the Bulldogs are still looking for the first points of this ball game. And when you look at the drive summaries for the Dogs tonight, they've had a 9-play drive, a 7-play drive, a 6-play drive. They've had some possessions that they've moved the football a little bit, but as has been the case, it seems like too often, in at least the season opener and now again tonight, finishing those drives has become the problem. And tonight, a couple of times down there in striking distance, have been unable to put points up on the board.
Board seeing that goose egg up there. See if that can't get corrected here.
First and 10 coming up at the 20-yard line. Baldwin next week back home to take on Santa Fe Trail in their district opener. Louisburg will be back home next week to host 0-2 Bonner Springs. Well, Jack Harvey on first down, throws for Grossner, incomplete. Grossner got a hand on it, but could not haul it in. And it'll bring up a second down and 10 for the Bulldogs as Harvey is now 9 out of 20 through the air in this game for just 77 yards. They've had a couple of balls go off the hands of his receivers as well.
And to be fair, he's been pressured more tonight than he has been in the first couple of games. He's been flushed out of the pocket a couple times by aggressive defensive line for Louisburg.
Jackson Rooney has been one of those guys bringing a lot of that pressure. We've seen Mac Newell get in his face a couple of times as well. It's a 2nd down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Motion man is Grosner. He gets it, but he is strung out and dropped by Lane Riles back at the 15-yard line. A 5-yard loss will turn it into 3rd and 15.
3rd and long. So wrapping up our first student of the month, LHS celebrates with Jackson Rooney and his
A long yardage situation on a 3rd down for Baldwin.
Another long time to get the play in. Play clock already down to 10 seconds.
6 to snap it. And Morgan hit immediately as he took the handoff. No chance for Vance Morgan as Jackson Rooney and Wyatt Holland team up to make that stop 4 yards into the backfield. And right there, Morgan is just fortunate to keep the football.
So here we go. Here's a chance for the punt team to improve on an earlier mistake that tried to punt it from the end zone and it got blocked. So it's the little things you can improve on even in a game like this.
Also had the bad snap that cost him on a punt as well. This time a good snap back to Martin. Low kick. And it is fielded at the 35-yard line. Staying on his feet is Jackson Cush inside the 15 and brought down around the 10-yard line. Chasing him down is Michael Newman to make the tackle. But a big return by Cush. There is a penalty flag on the play.
We got a Baldwin guy down on the field. Can't see who it is.
So an injured Bulldog, a flag on the play, and a big return by Jackson Cush. We'll get it all sorted out for you here as training staff will come out to take a look at the injured Bulldog. We'll take a quick timeout as well. We'll come back and sort it all out for you after this. You're watching Bulldog football presented by Hayden Outdoors on Baldwin Sports Live.
Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumberyard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
Well, welcome back here to Wildcat Stadium in Louisburg. Vance Morgan, the injured Bulldog, as he is walking off at the field here after that punt. The penalty was on Louisburg. So the illegal block on the return, or hold actually they called on that return, brings it back to the 26-yard line. So still great field position for Louisburg, but it won't be inside the 10 where the return was taken to. So here's Louisburg's offense back on the field from the 26-yard line. 1st down and 10. Declan Battle has had a big game as the Louisburg quarterback tonight and throws a quick wide receiver screen out to the right side for Corbin Hammond, and Hammond weaves his way through traffic and into the end zone. So the quick wide receiver screen nets him 26 yards and nets him 6 points on the board. touchdown pass of the game for Declan Battle, who has also run for 2 scores in this game. And with 5:02 left to play in the third quarter, Lane Riles is out to attempt the extra point. Riles' kick goes off the upright. It's no good with 5:02 remaining in the third quarter. The score is 41-0. Louisburg on top of the Baldwin Bulldogs. You're watching Bulldog football presented by Hayden Outdoors on Baldwin Sports Live.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face-to-face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it. Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs.
41-0 lead for Louisburg here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors. The kickoff through the end zone for Lane Riles. So Bulldog offense will take back over at their own 20 with 5:02 left to play in the third. Baldwin Sports Live brought to you in part by Rice Precision Manufacturing, a family-owned company in Baldwin City that services many different industries from food processing to heavy and light industrial, oil and gas, and many more. With state-of-the-art machine tools and a great work environment that offers excellent pay and competitive benefits, it's the perfect place to start your next career. Find out more by emailing jobs@riceprecision.com. First and 10 from the 20 for the Baldwin Bulldogs. Trailing 41-0 here midway through the third quarter. There was a 28-0 game at the half, but Louisburg has quickly added to that lead here in this second half. Jaden Michael gets his first carry of the night to start this possession, and it's a no gain on that first down carry for Michael to bring up a 2nd and 10.
Obviously, you never want to see anybody get hurt, but especially a guy like Vance Morgan, who's been breaking out here the last couple games, and also your third string running back, really. You're already down a couple in Cody Buck and Connor Murray, so Jaden Michael's going to have a big load on his shoulder. Hopefully Vance will be all right, though.
We're still taking a look at Morgan over on the sideline. Darnell is out of the lineup right now as well, the starting tight end. As it is Michael again on a second down. He picks up 2. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Bulldogs. So Darnell over there looks like he's working on his right calf. They're down a couple of weapons on the offense on a night when it's already been a tough go of it against this Louisburg defense that, as you mentioned a couple of times, Ryan, really the defensive line has been the key for this Louisburg defense tonight. They have done a great job both putting pressure in the passing game for Baldwin and really filling the holes, making it tough for the Bulldog rushing attack. This is Grossner on the receiving end of the pass by Harvey. Looks to be just short of a first down. They'll mark him out at the 29-yard line. So they pick up 7, but it's now 4th down and 1.
That was a really nice job. Nice throw from Harvey, getting it out quick. He was going to have some pressure coming if he didn't get rid of that football.
Bulldog offense stays on the field for this 4th down play. No reason not to. Down 41-0 now with 3:42 to play in the third. 4th and 1 on their own 29-yard line. And Harvey instead will try to quick punt this ball. It looks like it clipped one of the linemen perhaps. It came out kind of funky with a lot of topspin, overspin on that ball. I think it clipped one of the linemen on the way over. So it turns out to be a short punt. And Louisburg will take over at the Baldwin 47-yard line. So they only net 18 yards out of that punt.
Yeah, I mean, hindsight's 20/20, obviously, but if you know that's going to be the result of the pooch punt, you might as well just try to draw something up and go for it on fourth when you're down 41-0. But see if Baldwin can get a stop here.
Louisburg has scored 3 touchdowns on their last 5 plays on offense. New quarterback is Riley Van Eaton, or at least he was on that play. And Van Eaton turns and hands it off. Instead of taking a handoff, he gives it to Wyatt Holland, and Holland picks up 3.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe they're just trying to get their backup quarterback a couple reps in case they need him later in the year.
It would be interesting if, and I don't know if Van Eaton is truly the backup quarterback or whether they're just using him in that spot right now, but you're starting tailback. Not very often is he the backup quarterback then, but again, if you're a team that can run the ball, and you could certainly continue to do that with Van Eaton as the quarterback. He is under center again on a 2nd and 7. He'll toss it to Holland this time. Grossner runs him to the sideline and twists him out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. It looks like about the 42-yard line, so give Holland 2 more on that carry, and it brings up 3rd down and 5.
Certainly looks odd with number 23 taking the snap, tossing it out wide.
Well, and not that you have to be a big guy to be a quarterback, but Van Eaton's only 5'7", and that adds another odd look to it, because you just, typically speaking, you don't find many 5'7" quarterbacks, and it's just hard to see over linemen to throw the ball and everything like that. So a 23 who is also 5'7", and he almost just disappears when he goes under center. 3rd down and 5. Fakes the handoff this time under immense pressure for the backfield. Jack Harvey was the first to get him, and then helping him finish off at the sack is Brett Davidson back at midfield. An 8-yard loss and a 4th down and a punting situation coming up for Louisburg.
Yeah, how about that? I love seeing that. Bringing a blitz. Jack coming on the blitz on a 3rd down, forcing a 4th down. I mean, see a little bit more of that as we go forward. I like that.
So they get the stop against the second team unit for Louisburg, and now a punt situation for the Wildcats with a little more than 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. See if Baldwin can parlay that stop into a score on the offensive side now.
This time they are sending a couple guys back.
Both Grossner and Capel back around the 15-yard line. Lane Riles will punt it away for Louisburg. High spiraling kick. Fair catch called for and made by Grossner at the 16-yard line. So once again, Baldwin will start from inside their own 20-yard line. That feels like a broken record when I say that. It's been the case all night long for this offense.
Yeah, and also that Louisburg will start their possessions on the plus side of their 50-yard line. So try to flip the field position here.
Bulldogs trailing 41-0 here, late 3rd quarter. Home opener tonight for Louisburg, who appears well on their way to their 9th win in the last 10 season openers. Baldwin has lost the last 6 matchups with the Louisburg Wildcats, going back to their last win in 2014. At this point, trying to pick up a little confidence in this final quarter plus, heading into district play next week. Jaden Michael gets the handoff, stays on his feet, breaking a couple of tackles. Nice run there by Michael. Senior backup running back takes it out to the 24-yard line. 8-yard run there from Jaden Michael.
Josh Holton.
2nd down and 2 for Baldwin. And an official's timeout here for some equipment, perhaps. It's Grossner who the official is making come off the field, who's pointing to his knee. So
he's got blood on his knee or something, probably.
Got scraped up there, and so Grossner comes out, and in comes Ethan Williams. second down and 2. Scoreboard says second and 8, but it's second and 2 after an 8-yard run. Here's Michael again, first down for Jaden.
First down, Bulldogs. Michael picks up first down.
It's high load at the 35-yard line, but a nice run there. 2 back-to-back nice runs by Michael as he picks up 10 on that carry.
And he came up limping a little bit after that run. That's something you can't afford. We only
Just what
go
they
4 deep here on the running backs. I'm not sure who we'd go to after that.
need. Brendan O'Connor, I believe, would be the next man up.
Get your helmet on and tighten it up, Brendan. Hopefully Jaden's all right, though.
He
Still
stays in,
there, yeah.
stays in for the time being after nice back-to-back runs of 8 and 10 yards. This time Harvey keeps it. Jack Harvey on the run. Gets the corner across midfield. Harvey at the 40 of Louisburg. Cuts it back at the 30. Inside the 20. Capel out there to help lay a block for him. Harvey hesitates and then scores. 66 yards on the touchdown run for Jack Harvey. And Baldwin is on the board with 16 seconds to go in the third.
That's what you want to see from Jack there. He pulled it that time. They started keying on Jaden Michael, a couple handoffs to him, a couple nice runs. Jack showed some bursts to get around the edge there and cuts it back, wins the foot race all the way to the end zone.
Harvey ran a 74-yard touchdown in last week, goes 66 yards on this touchdown run. So the Bulldogs on the board. Michael hobbles off of the field before the extra point try. The Bulldogs will attempt to kick it here.
Is this our first extra point try of the year?
It is. And it's O'Connor, and Brendan O'Connor knocks it through. So there you go. 41-7 with 16 seconds left to play in the third quarter. The Bulldogs get a 66-yard touchdown run from Jack Harvey. It's 41-7 here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Hers Incorporated in Spring Hill is your area's premier small engine repair shop. Before you replace that faulty trimmer or mower, let our experts get you back to work. And if you are in the market for a new handheld, we carry Maruyama and Red Max trimmers. Plus, Hers is still the best place for hydraulic hoses, cylinder repair, and mechanical control cables. If that's not enough, we're also a UPS drop-off location. To learn more, visit us at hersinc.net, call 913-247-3530, or just stop on by.
State Farm Insurance Agent Cody Anno is ready to be there for you every step of the way. From starting policies out to the day disaster strikes, Cody and his team are ready to help. Cody strives to be different, doing things the other people don't and other agencies won't, helping more people in more ways. That's Cody Anno State Farm. Call 785-594-0270 or stop by at 208 Baker Street for a cup of coffee and a free quote for your auto, home, or life insurance with Cody Anno, your local State Farm insurance agent in Baldwin City.
.47 lead for Louisburg with 16 seconds to play in the third quarter as the Baldwin Bulldogs go 84 yards on 3 plays. A 66-yard touchdown run by Jack Harvey to cap off the Dogs' first scoring drive of the ball game. Kickoff is dropped around the 18-yard line, but then picked up and room to run after it as Hunter Heinrich back to near the 40. A flag is thrown on the tackle. Gunnar Reichert in there to lead the charge on that stop, along with a couple of other Bulldogs. We'll see what the penalty is. And it is a face mask against the Bulldogs, just the second penalty of the game against Baldwin. And that will cost them 15 tacked on the end of that kick return.
Well, they were going to start their first possession of the second half from inside their own 50. And
nope.
Not anymore.
Instead, they will once again start in plus territory at the Baldwin 46-yard line. And what would likely be the final play of the third quarter here.
Looks like a lot of second teamers out there now for Louisburg.
Now in at quarterback is Lane Cunningham. And before they snap it, a timeout is used by Louisburg, likely because of all those lineup changes. So a lot of times you start switching guys out, and all of a sudden you don't have the right number out there. You have the wrong guy out there. So Drew Harding, the first-year head coach, former Louisburg assistant, we'll take a timeout here. Baldwin Sports Live is brought to you in part by the Bullpen in downtown Baldwin City. Check out Wildcat Wednesday specials, karaoke Thursdays, live entertainment on many Friday and Saturday nights, including tomorrow night, as the 2/5 Country Rock Band will be playing down at the Bullpen, 9 to 12. 2/5 will be playing, so you can go check out some live music with some specials down at the Bullpen. And, of course, Sunday football all day down at the Bullpen. Open up at 10 a.m. on Sunday. Get your football fix. They'll have football, of course, on the TVs tomorrow on Saturday as well all day long, prior to some live music tomorrow night starting at 9 o'clock down at your locally owned sports bar in Baldwin City, the Bullpen. Cunningham flips it into the right flat, has his man for a nice gain on first down. Still going inside the 30-yard line is Miles Vose, as he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. An 18-yard pickup on a first down completion for Lane Cunningham.
Looks like it's coming back for a hold.
Oh, I didn't see the penalty. Okay. So you're right, Ryan. A holding penalty on Louisburg, and that will end the quarter. So wipe off the big gain. We'll head to the fourth. It's 41-7 Louisburg on top of Baldwin here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
Start of the fourth quarter at Wildcat Stadium in Louisburg tonight. Baldwin Sports Live is presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, online at haydenoutdoors.com. 41-7 Louisburg, and Wildcats have a 1st and 14 from midfield after a holding penalty, wiped out an 18-yard completion. Handoff on first down and a gain of 6 down to the 44-yard line. Getting that carry was Gage Feldkamp, it looks like. No, it's 29, not 28. So that's Darby Van Eaton who handles that carry. They're going deep into the depth chart now for Louisburg, making the play-by-play guy's job tough. It is a running clock now in effect here in this fourth quarter, so clock will continue to run the rest of the way in what is a 41-7 Louisburg lead. Lane Cunningham, third different quarterback to take snaps in this game for Louisburg tonight. A flag is thrown at the snap. Pass incomplete as he tried to flip that one out to Russell Wiseman. It's an alignment penalty here against Louisburg. Again, a lot of reserves in there at this point in time. Young guys who may be making some of their first varsity action. And it is an illegal shift against the Wildcats. Well, second down and 13 after the penalty. Ball just on the Baldwin side of midfield. 7 penalties tonight for 75 yards for Louisburg. And another penalty. This one will be a delay of game.
Delay of game against Louisburg.
So move them 5 more back.
Ball is on the 46 of the Wildcats.
Handoff to Van Eaton, or a Wiseman rather. And Wiseman picks up a couple. It'll bring up a third down and long.
Got an update on that interesting game between Anderson County and Santa Fe Trail. A couple of the opponents coming up for Baldwin. 30-24, Anderson County leads Santa Fe Trail with about 6 minutes to go on that one.
All right. Those are the next two opponents coming up with the Bulldogs. They'll get Santa Fe Trail next Friday night at home, and then the following Friday night on homecoming, Anderson County comes to town. Third down and 16. Quick flip out to Vose. Same looking play that they ran the other direction when they were headed to the other side on the last play of the third quarter. They picked up 18. They don't get quite 18 this time, but they'll pick up, looks like about 9 yards and bring up a fourth down and shorter anyway. Fourth down, about 7 coming up. Clock running at 8:40 left to play in this fourth quarter. This was a 14-0 game midway through that first quarter. Baldwin had the ball driving, had a chance to cut into that. But then some special teams miscues helped gain some separation for Louisburg, and they've taken advantage since. Cunningham dumps this one off to the tight end, Brock Vose. But they will be well short of the yardage needed on that fourth down play. They'll turn it over on downs after a 1-yard completion. So Baldwin, for the second time tonight, forces a turnover on downs out of the Louisburg offense. And the Bulldogs will take over with 8 minutes to go in the ball game, trailing 41-7, coming off of a touchdown drive the last time they had it.
They'd like to see Baldwin put together another touchdown drive here. Makes the scoreboard look a little better at the end of the night.
66-yard touchdown run from Jack Harvey capped off that scoring drive for him. Harvey still in there as the quarterback with Jaden Michael as running back. It's Michael on the handoff. Diving down at his ankles to drag him down is Eric Lean. 7-yard run for Jaden Michael. Second down and 3 at the 49-yard line. Clock underneath, 7 minutes left to play in this fourth quarter. Michael again on the handoff. It's hit right in the hole that time. Nice stop made by Louisburg's Braden Yoder. Limits Michael to just 1 yard on that carry with a hard hit with 6.5 to go in the fourth quarter. It brings up third down and 2 for Baldwin. Ball right at midfield. Seven o'clock next Friday night. The Bulldogs will be back in action against Santa Fe Trail right here on Baldwin Sports Live. We'll take a look at the rest of our upcoming broadcast schedule here in a moment. Following the play here on a third down and 2. Fake to Michael. Harvey has the first down inside the 40, twisted down around the 35-yard line. A 15-yard run for the upcoming schedule for us. Tuesday next week, our first soccer broadcast of the fall as Baldwin hosts Ottawa. 4 o'clock kick in that game. So join us here at 3:45 at the pregame, Baldwin State Bank pregame show. We get set for soccer next Tuesday night. Football on Friday, and then the following Monday on the 26th, more soccer as Baldwin hosts Paola. And the next night, it's volleyball, Baldwin hosting these Louisburg Wildcats. Well, not these, not the football team. That would be a mismatch. The good Baldwin volleyball team, top 4 ranked team against the Louisburg football team would get ugly in a Baldwin pro way. That is Grosner hauling in the deep ball from Harvey. Put it at the 6-yard line, 29-yard completion. Riker's 5th catch of the night takes it down to the 6-yard line. First and goal, Baldwin with 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
Harvey's really putting together a nice game on the stat line now. Had a couple of big runs, had a couple nice long completions now.
Has the lone touchdown with his legs in this one for Baldwin. It's a good bet. He'll have something to say about a touchdown here if they get one. Maybe it's Michael, though. Jaden Michael sniffs the goal line and dives across for his first touchdown of the year. 6-yard score for Jaden Michael. And the Bulldogs with back-to-back touchdown drives here in this fourth quarter. And it is a 41-13 ball game with 4.5 to go.
At the right side of that offensive line, Dylan Williams and Brett Davidson really caved in the left side of the defensive line for Louisburg and just left Michael with a wide open route to the end zone.
O'Connor made his last extra point. This time it is wide right, no good, with 4 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter. It is a 41-13 ball game as the Bulldogs do come away at least with a couple of scores here late in this ball game. I mean, again, it's not you're not coming in looking for moral victories, but the Bulldogs will hopefully be able to carry something over in this latter stage of this game, because the big game comes up next week. As we mentioned, we looked at that upcoming broadcast schedule. They see that next Friday night game. That's a big one, as that's the opening of district play. Top 2 teams of the district advance on. You've got 3 teams in the district right now who are winless: Baldwin, Osawatomie, and Santa Fe Trail. And the other 2, Bishop Ward and Wellsville, are both 2-0. Again, all those non-district games, but it's somewhat a wide open district, especially for that second spot. Wellsville seems to be the favorite to win the district, but Bishop Ward may have something to say about that as well. And then who knows, that second spot could be there for the taking.
Yeah, Wellsville putting it on Burlington tonight. They're up 25-7 in the fourth quarter. They're a pretty good football team, like you mentioned.
Check out our upcoming broadcast schedule in the Baldwin City Community News. It's your local weekly newspaper with the latest news, opinion, sports, ads, and more. Subscribe for just $5 a month and stay up to date with everything Baldwin. All your latest news with the Baldwin City Community Newspaper. Stop by downtown at the Nook at 703 8th Street to subscribe. It's your local weekly newspaper, just $5 per month. And a big return here for Miles Vose. He steps out of bounds, though, or did he? Yeah, he stepped out of bounds back at the 46-yard line, so couldn't quite tightrope that sideline and take it to the house, but a big return nonetheless for Miles Vose. And I don't know that Louisburg yet knows that they're calling him out of bounds.
The official spotted about the 46-yard line. Lewisburg 46. But
I think Lewisburg was still thinking that maybe that was a touchdown. And now they're having to deflate a little bit and say, oh, man. A good return nonetheless for Vose. And a first down and 10 coming up for Lewisburg at the 46-yard line with 2 minutes left to play in this ball game. The clock was stopped there for a moment. Now it starts running again. So 2 minutes to go. Coming up following the conclusion of this one, we'll have our Farm Bureau Financial Services Player of the Game. So stay tuned. After a quick break, we'll come back and name our Farm Bureau Financial Services Player of the Game tonight for the Baldwin Bulldogs, as they are going to drop to 0-3 here tonight. If they can get a stop here late. Cunningham hands it off right side. Wiseman across midfield to the Bulldog 46-yard line. Michael Newman will make that Jake Van Horn, who makes the tackle after the 7-yard run. He comes up holding his back.
We would be remiss not to mention that it's water safety night tonight here at Wildcat Stadium. A lot of students dressed up in their lifeguard gear.
A couple of floaties down there in the student section as well. Some beach balls I see.
It's a big night.
Second down and 2 after that 8-yard run. And there is some face mask. Brett Davidson got a hold of the face mask. Wiseman got away from him for a moment. Now Davidson back on him as Wiseman pulls the Davidson sled right there. Back to the 49-yard line. They end up losing 5 yards on the play, but they're going to gain all that back on the penalty.
It's a nice job to stay on his feet that time, being slung around, being face masked and everything.
So it's a 5-yard face mask, not the personal foul variety. So it does not net a first down. And instead, they get the down back, but it is a 2nd and 1 now.
Could be the last play of the game here.
Cunningham under center on a 2nd and 1. Clock goes down to 13 seconds. Handoff once more, this time to Darby Van Eaton. And he picks up a first down to the 42-yard line, but that 4-yard run will put the finishing touches on this ball game. 41-13 your final. The Louisburg Wildcats improved to 2-1 and dropped the Baldwin Bulldogs to 0-3 here in week 3 of the high school football season. We're back to name our Farm Bureau Financial Services player of the game right after this here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
41-13 our final tonight here from Wildcat Stadium in Louisburg. The Louisburg Wildcats with 41 straight points to start this game. Baldwin with back-to-back touchdown drives to close it out to make a 41-13 final. But it is time to name our player of the game tonight. It is brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services. Tonight's player of the game, Bulldog quarterback and safety who led the team in tackles tonight. Scored one of the touchdowns on the ground, 91 yards rushing, over 100 yards passing in this game as well. Jack Harvey, tonight's Farm Bureau Financial Services player of the game.
Yeah, I mean, another really nice game from Jack. Like you mentioned, he did it on both sides of the ball, especially defensively. I loved what he did. He was kind of playing as another linebacker. He was kind of walking down a little bit from a safety position. He came in on a blitz one time and got a big loss in the backfield, and leading tackler like you mentioned. But, yeah, a good game from Jack overall, big run for him. But disappointing game for Baldwin in the end.
Yeah, 41-13 loss. Jack Harvey, tonight's Farm Bureau Financial Services player of the game. From insurance to investments, wealth management, and financial planning, Farm Bureau Financial Services is there to help you protect what matters most. Call today and set up a meeting with your local Farm Bureau team at 785-594-1055. It's your future. Let's protect it. Back with all the final numbers from New Frontier Tax and Business Services right after this.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
State Farm Insurance Agent Cody Anno is ready to be there for you every step of the way. From starting policies out to the day disaster strikes, Cody and his team are ready to help. Cody strives to be different, doing things the other people don't and other agencies won't, helping more people in more ways. That's Cody Anno State Farm. Call 785-594-0270 or stop by at 208 Baker Street for a cup of coffee and a free quote for your auto, home, or life insurance with Cody Anno, your local State Farm insurance agent in Baldwin City.
(41-13) our final tonight from Wildcat Stadium in Louisburg. The now 2-1 Louisburg Wildcats with the 41-13 victory over the now 0-3 Baldwin Bulldogs. Louisburg with a 44-yard touchdown pass in the game's opening drive from Declan Battle to Mason Dobbins got the scoring started. They would add 7 more after a blocked punt touchdown on the Bulldogs' second drive of the game. Then the Dogs actually made a couple of stops, had a chance to get on the board when it was just a 14-0 ball game, but could not do so. They ended up turning it over on downs down in the Louisburg red zone, and Louisburg quickly after took a 4-play, 79-yard drive. It was capped off on a 49-yard touchdown run by Declan Battle, the first of 2 long runs for Battle that found the end zone. That was our halftime score then then a late score right before half. Riley Van Eaton, after a bad punt snap, set up a short 12-yard drive that gave Louisburg a 28-0 lead at the half. And then in the second half, it didn't take them long either after they forced a punt from Baldwin, or rather a turnover on downs from Baldwin after a 9-play drive to start the second half for the Bulldogs. A 34-yard touchdown run capped off a 3-play scoring drive for Louisburg. Their next scoring drive was just 1 play, a 26-yard pass from Battle to Hammond, and that would be the final score that they would need tonight, going up 41-0 at that point before Baldwin tacked on 2 scores late, a 66-yard touchdown run by Jack Harvey and a 6-yard touchdown run from Jaden Michael. Our final score tonight, 41-13. Let's check the final numbers, brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services at 608 High Street in Baldwin City. For timely, accurate, and reliable services at an affordable cost to help your business grow and succeed. Visit with New Frontier Tax and Business Services online at newfrontiertbs.com or call 785-594-1204 to learn more. Louisburg with 401 yards of offense tonight, 251 on the ground, 150 through the air. Baldwin with 247 yards of offense tonight, 134 rushing, 113 passing. Time of possession, a 2-minute favor for Baldwin tonight, and the Dogs did not turn the football over tonight. They did force a turnover, so now -4 on the year in the turnover differential. Once again, we're cleaning the penalty department. Just 3 penalties tonight on the Bulldogs, 10 penalties for 95 yards for Louisburg, but the Bulldogs could not take advantage of those. Individual numbers, Louisburg led by Declan Battle tonight, who threw for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns, ran for 137 yards and 2 more touchdowns. Riley Van Eaton, 10 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown as well. Mason Dobbins hauled in 2 grabs, 71 yards, and a touchdown. Corbin Hammond with a 26-yard touchdown reception tonight for Louisburg. Baldwin's Jack Harvey, 11 of 22 for 113 yards through the air, 8 carries, 91 yards, and a touchdown on the ground. Vance Morgan, 11 carries, 46 yards in this game before he left with an injury, so we'll hope that Morgan's able to bounce back and be ready to go next Friday night. Jaden Michael, who came in following the Morgan injury, carried 7 times for 34 yards and a touchdown. Both Sam Darnell and Riker Grosner hauled in a team-high, tying 5 receptions each. Darnell went for 69 yards, Grosner for 49 yards in this game, as Baldwin falls 41-13. Your final numbers brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services. Ryan, you got a final on that Anderson County and Santa Fe Trail game?
Yeah, Anderson County ended up pulling it out 30-24 against Santa Fe Trail. So Santa Fe Trail is going to come in winless next week to Baldwin. So going to be a big opportunity for Baldwin. The Bulldogs going to have a not as good of a team, I would say, as the first 3 opponents they've faced. And so a big opportunity for them next week. Yeah,
big one, district opener, a chance to start district play with a victory. And for your first victory of the season as well, somebody's going to get it, as Santa Fe Trail will come in 0-3, Baldwin 0-3, both teams for their district opener next Friday night at Baldwin. We'll kick it off with the pregame at 6:40 and kickoff at 7 o'clock next Friday night here on Baldwin Sports Live. Also upcoming next week, a soccer game for you on Tuesday as Baldwin hosts Ottawa. That's a 4 o'clock start. 3:45 we're on the air with the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. So those are your 2 broadcasts coming up next week. The week after that, it's a triple dipper for you. We get soccer on the 26th, volleyball on the 27th, and then football again to cap off the week as Anderson County comes to town for homecoming on the 30th. So busy couple of weeks coming up here on Baldwin Sports Live. Make sure to subscribe on the YouTube channel so you always know when we go live with our next broadcast here on Baldwin Sports Live. For Ryan Hilmer, I'm Bryce Kessler. Thanks for joining us tonight here from Louisburg, where the Louisburg Wildcats defeat the Baldwin Bulldogs 41-13, your final. You've been watching Bulldog football presented by Hayden Outdoors on Baldwin Sports Live.
You've been watching Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Learn more at HaydenOutdoors.com. Baldwin Sports Live also brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services, Kelly Neufeld, Baldwin State Bank, Codiano State Farm Insurance, Heartland Plumbing, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home, One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, Trindle Lumber Company, Oral Surgery Kansas, Hers Incorporated, Rice Precision Manufacturing, The Bullpen, Baldwin City Recreation Commission, New Frontier Tax and Business Services, the Lumberyard Arts Center, Jobats, Baldwin City Community Newspaper, and by the Baldwin City Chamber of Commerce. This is Baldwin Sports Live.